One eye. Though, what y'all was talking about something. Chilltown said something that got me tight. Joe Dumars a top 5 perimeter defender.
Yeah, I didn't know about that one. I didn't know about that one at all. But he was great. Top 5 for me is a bit of a stretch. I don't know if I'm taking it. I don't know if I'm taking Joe Dumars over Bruce Bowen, but
Exactly.
he is elite. But when I think top 5 is Joe Dumars, a name that really comes to mind. Like I'm taking go like even back to the 70s. I'm taking Walt Frazier. I might take Alvin Robertson, Sidney Moncrief for sure, Kawhi, Scotty, maybe Tony Allen,
GP.
yeah, Gary Payton, Drew
Jason Kidd.
Holiday, perimeter point of attack defender Jason Kidd, and maybe not, but Drew Holiday I am.
Yeah, Drew.
I don't know how many I've named, but I've definitely named more than 5, and I'm probably forgetting some key ones.
Well,
So
Marcus Smart. I think Marcus Smart might get an edge out over him. I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't know about Marcus Smart.
Why? Why not Marcus Smart? He got DPOY. Drew Holiday didn't get
Damn, I'm
DPOY.
cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'll probably take Ron Artest over
Ron
Joe
Artest.
Dumars.
Ron Artest. I think we're missing one more. 'Cause you
Tayshaun
said
Prince. I'll take Tayshaun
Tayshaun
Prince.
Prince. We said Bruce Bowen. You said Ron Artest. There's one more. I really feel is Sean Marion a better defender than
Yeah.
Joe Dumars.
I think he's a better defender, but when I think perimeter defender, I'm just thinking on the ball, point of attack defense, not overall defense. And I think on ball, I think Joe Dumars is probably better than him.
Okay. What was the other one? I think there's one more we're missing. I can't remember. Chat, help us out. I think he's from the 2000s. Yeah, Ron Artest, Tony Allen, Bruce Bowen. Uh, who else? Bro, I swear we're missing one more. Can you think of one?
From the
Oh,
2000s.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Kobe's a better defender. I forgot about Kobe.
Oh, MJ.
MJ could be a better defender than Joe Dumars. Iceman said Raja Bell. I would probably go more towards Raja Bell than Joe Dumars, but that's because of my little era, era thing.
That's
You
fair.
know,
That's fair.
yeah. So there's a lot of guys that could be over Joe Dumars. I don't know why he said he's even top 5. Like that's crazy to me. That's
Maybe he
so
wanted
crazy.
to give Joe. Maybe he wanted to give Joe Dumas some love because like we don't really talk about him. So maybe in this conversation there wasn't going to be like a huge debate. You say Joe Dumas, you get Joe Dumas some love. It's fine. And I said Gary Payton, Zay, on the panel. I said Gary Payton.
Yeah, you did say Gary Payton. So, and then who was the one? City Moncrief. It's like the one old head. I'm like, okay, you can let it rock. I don't really like it like that, but screw it. I'm not mad at it.
Um,
Uh,
don't hate on Sidney Moncrief.
uh, so these old guys, man, it's just like I go back and watch it Mars, and it's like I get disappointed every time, but it's like, screw it. Like the defense, Sydney was a great defender for his time, but then in my mind frame, it's like I picture it on how it could look today, and I'm like, I don't see it, bro.
So what about Michael Cooper?
Michael Cooper was a good defender. I think Michael Cooper is a better defender than Joe Dumars. I forgot
So
about
do
him.
I. That's why I just thought about
Michael Cooper. I like him. I think
him.
I think
Zay
he was
just said Dennis Johnson in the chat. I agree with Dennis Johnson.
Dennis Johnson too. Yep. I can't remember anybody else from the 80s. You said Michael Cooper, Sidney Moncrief, Dennis Johnson. That's a big. I think what was that defender? I don't remember. I'm gonna send the chat and I'm gonna send the link in for everybody to pull up. Though been rambling on about the defenders. Would you about to say Mars?
I was gonna say L title.
I mean, nah, I'm not debating. I mean, everybody heard my Boston takes, So now I'm gonna just put Boston in the title. But I just want to hear what everybody's thinking about the playoffs, sleepers, teams that can make some noise. Who's gonna come out on top? My pick for the West is the Suns or the Lakers, if they're healthy. And then in the East, everybody knows is my Boston Celtics pick. I think the Bucks is probably going to lose in the second or Western Conference round. Sixers as well, and I just think they'll lose to Boston, man. Unless the Sixers lose to Miami in a crazy upset, that would be wild to me. I'm not even gonna hold you.
So you're saying if LeBron makes the finals this year, he'll be 4-7 in the finals.
That'll be a good series. I'm not sure who will win that series. I'm not even gonna hold you. That'll
Just
be
say,
tough.
just say he'll be 4-7.
Just say I'll be.
He's not
I
the
don't know.
goat. He's not the
I'm
goat.
not sure. If he's 4-7, bro, that's gonna be so bad for his legacy, bro.
4-7. How can you be the GOAT with 7 finals losses?
7 finals losses. What are we talking about? That means you shooting 4 for 11, bro.
Yeah, that's like 36%. That's just an average 3-point shooter. Like, what are
That's
we doing right now?
terrible, bro. That's terrible. That's below league average efficiency, man.
Yeah, not moving me.
Not moving me at all. You're gonna be in a go combo. You're gonna lose 7 times. If LeBron does make it to the finals, though, how many people are gonna like big him up because of that? I think a lot of people are.
Yeah, they're gonna be like a 7, 8 seed, maybe a 6 seed, but they won't be anything above a 6 seed making the finals. The only team who's done that is the Knicks in '99 and the Rockets in '95. The Rockets won, so like people are gonna say, "Oh, LeBron 30s, how old is he? 38?
38. Yep.
38, leading the team to the finals as a 6 seed through this Western Conference with the 2-time MVP with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry,
In his
like."
20th year.
Yeah, they're gonna. What was MJ doing in his 20th year? Like
Facts. They're gonna be
that's
praising losing.
that's exactly what's gonna be happening.
Speaking of, you know,
No
LeBron
doubt.
James, we got Goat James in the building.
Hey man, he gonna be 5-6.
5 and 6.
Still below
Yeah, he'll
500.
be
That's
5 and 6.
crazy.
5-6.
Yeah, 5 and 6. But like I get telling about it, man, Lakers, we back. We about to take that 6 seed. Golden State gonna be playing to play in.
Shit, they might take the 5th seed.
They can.
Yeah, if we can beat the Clippers, because I mean, because what Paul George ain't come back to the playoffs?
I
Because
think
what
they
he's still
said he might come late first round. I think that's what they said.
Clippers are done. They're done.
They got
Blowing
you
Russell
think
up.
they're
Westbrook.
done?
They got
You think
Russell
they're done?
Westbrook.
I don't know. They're done. I don't care.
Wow. They
What
have
you don't like
Russell.
about the Clippers, though? Why you think they're done?
Number one, their health. So
Mhm.
like that's Paul George. Even when he comes back, is he going to be the full version of himself? I'm not sure. They're going to need Paul George to be Paul George. Their defense, I think, can be picked apart by guys like the Suns, guys like the even the Nuggets, guys like the Lakers. I don't think their defense will be able to hold up against teams of that caliber. So they'll have to be trying to outscore teams, and they're not built to be doing that at all. So that's why I don't believe in them at all in the postseason. The defense
Hey,
is not there.
I'm not gonna lie, this might be a hot take, but I don't believe in Boston simply because not the players, but I don't trust the head coach. I don't know if he's ready for the playoffs just because we've never
Hey,
seen he's his
LeBron know
first
how to beat
time.
that team.
And I think they're gonna miss Udoka in the playoffs as far as adjustment wise, because he was a really good like making adjustments in the playoffs. And I don't know can the intern head coach can, because I'm saying it would be his first year in there. So I'm kind of like shaky with them just because of the coach, not the talent, but just the coach. Because coaching does matter sometimes in the playoffs, depending on the matchups, and then, like, if he can make adjustments. And I just don't know, will he make the right adjustments in the playoffs? Like I just don't.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
was Udoka's first year coaching last year as well, and he was fine. So
Yeah, but Doka, he was with a bunch of great head coaches too, far as like watching other like what Popovich. I think it was Popovich. He was around, and I want to say Mike D'Antoni and a couple other guys he was around. Like he could saw like how the offense defense was run. So I feel like he had like a little more experience, especially with Pop when he was around Pop for a while. I thought that helped a lot as far as experience and while. So I mean, like we'll see. Like I said, it's not the talent I'm worried about. It's more the coaching, because I feel like it might have a hindrance. But then again, if they play the Bucks, I wouldn't think it'd be that much of a hindrance because Mike Budenholzer is a sorry coach. I'm sorry. He still, to me, is overrated. Giannis saved his job. I will continue to say Giannis saved his job. I don't care what anyone say. That man saved his job because he is not a good head coach to me.
so
He is just not.
Missoula being under like Brad Stevens and Ime Udoka doesn't like mean anything though.
It means a little bit, but it's one thing. Like okay, like Udoka, like I feel like he has more of
Brad
an edge to
Stevens
say he
was a
was
good
around.
coach.
Yeah, but he's not Pop. He's not Popovich.
Yeah,
Popovich is way better. Like head coach than Brad. Don't get me wrong, Brad Stevens is a good coach, yeah, but I have to give the slight edge to Pop way more than Brad. Like, I mean, this is why Brad Stevenson went up to what was it BC? Is it basketball operations now instead of being the head coach?
He's the
So I
executive.
mean, yeah, exactly. So that clearly shows you whatever. But I mean, like I said, I ain't gonna count him out. But I just feel like the coaching might come into play and might hurt them a little bit. But I mean, I still got them in the finals because I'm not sold on the Bucks just because how they've been playing for the past like 6-7 games, and also when they played against Boston. And like every time they play Boston, it's not been good. Even with Chris Middleton is back, and everybody kept saying, "Oh, it's going to change everything." That has not
That's just a
changed
matchup
nothing.
problem. They
It
got a
hasn't
matchup
changed
problem
a
with
damn
Boston.
thing. Yeah. Because I noticed when they put Al Horford in, and we all know how Lopez likes to be in the block. He can't do that. He has to step out on the 3-point line now, which opens up the lanes for Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, White, and them boys to go down to the lane, and he can't pack on the paint like he wants to. And I see that if they keep on doing that, great as Giannis is, that's going to. I don't think they can overcome that. I don't think he can overcome that issue.
The main thing I just disagree with is in terms of Joe Mazzulla.
Mm-hmm.
He's been an assistant coach for ever since 2018, 2019. They've been in the postseason ever since then. They've been to the finals. They've been to Eastern Conference rounds, So he's been in the postseason around that team before with the same core of guys. So in my head, it's like I don't see a problem with him being able to adjust when he's had that sample size for his whole entire career. I do understand though the question mark because he's a young guy, but I mean, I think they'll be able to figure it out. I'm not even gonna hold you, man. I do think that Mars talked about it on the panel earlier. Joe Mazzulla is probably like the way he's using Jason Tatum isn't the best, but besides that, I don't think he's been doing that bad of a job at coaching wise. I don't think he's been doing that bad.
A better question, bro. When? I'm not saying if. I'm saying when LeBron and AD win the chip this year, right? Are we gonna start having conversations about that being the best duo since Kobe Shaq?
No.
Stop,
No.
Steph and KD. What are you talking about?
No.
Yeah, but that was a super team, man. I'm talking about a duo with role players. I'm not talking about Steph and KD because they still had Clay and Draymond. I'm talking about a duo with role players. Is that gonna be the best duo since Kobe and Shaq? Because when they do that, they really haven't been beaten in the playoffs. No one has really beat them together in the playoffs when healthy.
Well, yeah, because they missed the playoff. They missed the playoffs once, and then they got hurt.
Do the health, Mars.
Okay, well, when we're ranking duos, does being healthy not count?
Yeah.
I'm saying when healthy, they have not been beat in the playoffs. That's just a fact.
Yeah, that's fine. But when we're ranking duos, the best since Kobe and Shaq, does being healthy not count?
I think I think it works against your argument because I think you had to take that into consideration. Because if they're not healthy and they miss the playoffs, then you gotta be like, okay, that's because they weren't together.
If they're not healthy half the time, I think that hurts them.
No, I don't think you should hold injuries against players. That's just my opinion.
I think that's questionable, but
I think you should judge them by what they do on the court when they're together.
I think if they're not available, I think if they're not healthy, that's a problem.
Okay, but I'm not going to hold that against them. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying when they are healthy, they have yet to be beat.
I think when you're ranking people all time, the fact that they're not available half the time.
Okay, then
but Mars, hold on, go. But who would be better? Who would be better than them since Kobe? Because I'm thinking in my head, and in my
Steph
head,
and KD is better than them.
No, Steph. He's saying without.
I don't care about what's around them. Steph and KD is a better duo.
Okay,
than
that makes
LeBron
no
and
sense,
AD.
Mars. You gotta take into account who's around them, Mars.
Steph and KD,
come on, bro.
Two players are better than LeBron and AD.
Okay, they also had Klay Thompson, one of the best shooting guards we've seen in this era. They had Draymond Green, who's a defensive player of the year and one of the most cerebral small forwards we've seen. I mean, come on, bro. I'm talking about a duo.
And I'm talking about two players. I'm talking about two players.
Cook you again, Mars. Jesus Christ, bro.
I'm talking about two players.
Do this, man.
Guess what? Steph and KD, when they played together, are better than this version of LeBron and AD.
Let me see Steph and KD with just a bunch of role players. Now, not in a super team. Then we can have a conversation. Right now, we don't need to be doing this Cook section. Let's just have a good basketball talk.
We can't do that.
Hey, I got a question for y'all. Does the Wiggins coming back move y'all, or does it move anybody?
I mean, they'll be better, but I mean, they're still so bad on the road that I still don't have any confidence in them. But he'll definitely help them. But still, the road record's just so bad. I don't know. Maybe like you guys probably watch more Warriors games. Why are they so bad on the road? I just don't understand that.
Hey Mars, I'm not gonna lie. He has kind of a point when you're talking about Steph and KD around Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. That I mean, that's that's not a bad point if you hear what I'm
I'm
saying,
not
Mars.
saying it's a bad point. Like it can be a good point. I'm viewing them as a duo. The two best players on that team were Steph and KD.
Yeah,
Those
but
two
bro, when we
players.
talk about duos, we're
I'm
talking
not
about a team
finished.
with that
I'm
had
not
two
finished.
superstars and role players. We're
But
not talking about a team that got fucking
that's not what a duo means
borderline
because
four
we know
stars on one team.
Magic and Kareem were a duo. Guess what? They had James Worthy, Norm Nixon, Jamal Wilkes. They had players around them. Guess what? The duo is Magic and Kareem. Like we know what a duo is. The two best players on that team, Magic and Kareem, was a duo. Considering they were still a super team, we know that Larry Bird and Kevin McHale were viewed as a super team. They still
Okay,
had Robert
okay,
Parrish, Dennis
but
Johnson.
did the third
We
star
know
on that team was the third star on that team like Clay dropping and can he potentially drop 35 and a
They
quarter and play
they were
two
dropping
ways, bro?
20.
Come
They
on,
were
man.
dropping.
I'm not gonna lie. Using one game sample size to talk about how
Okay,
good
let's
Clay
go by
is weird.
game 6 Clay. I mean, we go by a bunch of different things with Clay, bro. I mean, come on, dog.
Once again, game 6 Clay. Guess what? That's still one sample. That's a one game sample size of a series.
But
and it's not even true.
Was a player? Hold on. Was a player on that Lakers team doing what Clay does with that Warriors team? No.
Oh, guess what? All right, we want to talk about game 6 Clay. Let's talk about big game James. Like what we're doing right now. Like no, that's dumb. We're not talking about these one game sample size. We're talking about these teams, these players as a whole. The duo was Magic and Kareem.
We
know what Magic and Kareem were.
Since Kobe and Shaq, last time I checked, Kareem and Magic.
I'm not saying Magic and Kareem.
So if you want to start making a
separate
argument, we could do that. But I clearly said since Kobe and Shaq.
There you go, missing the point again. That's great. The point was
duo I clearly said Kobe and Shaq. If you want Kareem and Magic, that's a whole nother talk. That's a whole nother talk.
If you're not gonna let me finish, why are we even having a conversation?
Hey,
the point I used bringing up Magic and Kareem was that we understand the team can still have great players around them and still know who the duo is. We know Magic and Kareem.
But that's still. Would you consider that a super team? Would you consider that Lakers team a super team with Kareem and Magic?
I'm not talking to you.
Worthy.
I'm not talking to you anymore because I'm talking and you're cutting me off to ask more questions. Like I'm not doing that with you.
Hey Mars, hey, a buddy had a question. He said, "Why you think the Warriors are so bad on the road?"
I think the Warriors have road struggle. I think I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely can't answer. I know what's going wrong on the road. Like for some reason, their defense, they don't make the extra rotations when they need to. Their defensive continuity seems to be all over the place. Defensively, they're giving up way too many wide open threes, and teams are making them at like 45% against them on the road. And I think offensively, I do think they live and die by the three on the road way too much. But I can't tell you why I think those things are happening. I can say what is happening, which is everything I just said, but why it's happening, I can't figure out.
I just want to get back to Boston for a second. I know you guys made some actually good points about Milwaukee, but Boston, especially this post All-Star break, they've been a little wishy-washy too, if you think about it, because like they've had a lot of losses where it's like they were really dependent on the three ball. Like, we talk about that Bucks game where they beat them by 41, but we ignored that the game before that they lost to the Washington Wizards by 19 points. They had a game in March where they lost to the Houston Rockets. They also lost against the Utah Jazz.
Hey. Losing to Houston isn't a bad thing. That happens to a lot of people.
Nah, cut it out. It's
get cut out with your Houston agenda, dog. Like
that happens
I heard you earlier telling Ticket and Fluid that Wembanyama's coming to Houston, dog. Like cut it out, man. He's not coming.
Andrew,
we went up 2-0 in that game. We went up 2-0 in that game. So
you said what? Say what, Doug?
Oh, my bad. I thought he was.
I got a question for the panel. I got a question for the panel though.
What's up?
Would it be more impressive for KD and Curry to win their chips without Clay and Draymond and role players versus with? Yes or no? Because that's what AD and Braun be doing.
Without. It will be without.
Yeah, without.
Okay,
of course,
so you bringing up Kareem and Magic with what's his name actually goes against your argument. Now we can move on.
All right, cool.
I love this, bro. So what were you talking about?
We were talking about the playoffs, like who's our picks. I got Lakers and I got Phoenix. I got Lakers going to the finals, and I got them either playing the Bucks or Boston. I don't have any faith in the Sixers because I feel like Doc Rivers is gonna again come up short or choke, and then B is gonna have either a sick stomach or a hurt shoulder or some other mysterious injury he had. And we know James Harden is going to choke, whether it's in Game 4, Game 5, or Game 7. He's going to come up short. So I got the Lakers. And I told everybody when that trade deadline happened, when we got them trades, I said, we're back. I kept telling everybody it was going to be good. And look at us now. with D'Lo. It's funny. D'Lo, AD, and LeBron are 5-0 together. So I love that lineup. I love the fact that when LeBron has feel more relieved that he has two more ball handlers in Austin Reeves and D'Lo. He doesn't have to shoulder the responsibility on offense. He looks more like fresh and everything when I watch him play. I love that he doesn't have all the responsibility. The only concern I have with the Lakers is Darvin Ham because I feel like he falls in love too much with Dennis Schroeder in the lineups. Because I've seen him too many times when they games they could have won. Dennis Schroeder's playing too many minutes, and Austin Reeves should be playing more than him because Austin Reeves to me is a more better decision maker and better ball handler, and has more feel of the game when it comes to AD and him. I feel like Schroeder, when I see Schroeder with AD together, I can tell like they don't click at all. Like the click like it's like every time I see a pick and roll with him and Schroeder, it's like Schroeder has a hard time giving AD the ball. But when I see Austin Reeves does it, Austin Reeves gets in the ball, boom, he gets buckets. That's the only concern I have with is Darvin Ham fall in love with his guards lined up all the time. That's the only issue I have with the Lakers is Darvin Ham. But other than that, I trust LeBron, healthy AD. If they're healthy, I'm taking them over everybody in that field because I don't trust the Grizzlies because of the fact, it's just like if you play, because John Morant can't shoot, he can't score in a half-court offense. Golden State, they're having this crazy up and down season. They're easy to beat. Phoenix, the only thing I say Lakers can beat them is because they don't have a bench and defensively they're not that good. So I give Lakers the little kind of a chance. And Chris Paul also is washed up. We all can see that he's not the Chris Paul of old. And he said instead of Chris Paul, he looks like Cliff Paul. So yeah, that's why I got the Lakers going and going to the finals.
Your whole argument is basically, I think it's for a lot of Lakers fans. Indeed, it's like just a healthy AD. That's the biggest caveat, right? Like we know what a healthy AD and a healthy LeBron, especially with this new roster.
Yeah, best duo since Kobe Shaq.
I'm not gonna go that far. No, I'm not going that Kobe and Shaq. No.
I would like to. Oh, go ahead, KB.
I just want to ask, so if you are saying that the Lakers are going to the championship, first round, who's the best and worst matchup for you guys, in your opinion?
The best matchup for them is Denver. The worst matchup, I would have to say, Phoenix. Probably Phoenix, just because of the fact like Kevin Durant and also the fear of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. And I feel like they don't have outside of Vanderbilt, they don't have nobody else who can defend them, whatever. So that's probably Phoenix. Grizzlies, they might give them a tough time with whatever, but I because of the size with Adams coming back and Jared Jackson. But that's the only time I see them with is Phoenix. But the best matchup I'd love to see for them would be Denver, just because I think I've seen Jokic get cooked by AD a lot, and how so. That's my best matchup and worst matchup for them. Outside of that, I feel like they can be anybody else outside of those two.
How's Denver a better matchup for the Lakers than Sacramento?
Because you can still put them there too, but I say because Jokic can't defend AD, and also how when they play them, they put in a matchup, they'll pick and roll them all the time. I mean, they can be a good match against the Kings too.
Hey, I don't care who they got, bro.
Sabonis is more of a defensive liability than Jokic is, though.
But it's mostly De'Aaron Fox. For some reason, in the fourth quarter, he kind of scares me. He gives the Lakers fits, so I wouldn't want them to play them just because of that. But I still think they can beat them. Whatever. I think that'd be more of a dog fight if they did play them. I'm saying, but
Sacramento would be better because it's the Sacramento's close to LA, so in terms of just having traveling on the road, it's not that big of a deal. Plus, I mean, if you're going to face Denver, I mean, you're going to be facing Denver when Lakers are facing Denver at Denver. I mean, that's a huge disadvantage for them too. And like Mars just said, I mean, defensively, they're worse defensively, and on top of that, they don't have that playoff experience that the Nuggets have. So I don't know why you would rather face the Nuggets than the Kings, but I do see where you're coming from. But yeah, you would rather much face the Sacramento Kings than the Nuggets.
And also because
is Memphis a tough matchup?
Not really. No, because I don't mean
outside
of John Morant. outside of John Morant, who else like you're scared of? I mean,
Sleeping
because
on
Jared
Dylan
Jackson
Brooks
gets into
right
foul
now.
trouble.
I got the
Dylan
Lakers
Brooks
going
right
12-1 in the Western
Who
Conference.
wouldn't be afraid of Dylan Brooks?
Yeah, sleeping on Dylan Brooks
He
right
not-
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
if you depend on Dylan Brooks, then I really
He gonna lands on AD's knee, put him out of the series,
Yep.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to take out the best duo since Kobe Shaq.
Shannon Sharp was capping, bro. He was scared to sell when he seen Dylan Brooks, man.
Man, he was not scared. Man, he was not scared of Dylan Brooks, dog. He wanted that smoke. I watched that game. He wanted all that
Nah,
smoke.
he was
dog.
capping, bro. He was capping because he had
Well,
everybody
hey,
there,
the
bro.
dude
I
looks like
promise
one
you.
big muscle, man. You think he's scared?
Yeah, man. Look here. He from Georgia, dog. He from my part of the woods, dog.
Yeah, he has the country strength.
Nah, he
Yeah,
was
man.
scared, bro. He was scared. You could tell. You could tell, bro.
He's done so much. He's done so much
scared,
working
dude.
out. He looked like one muscle.
Yeah, man. My money's on Unc, dog. My money's on Unc.
Crazy.
I don't know.
See, that's. He's
Well,
Dub,
who do you think? Well, Dub, who do you think the Lakers' best and worst matchup?
I think their worst matchup is probably the Suns or Boston. Why if we're just talking about the West though, it's probably the Suns or Golden State, mainly because Golden State, when they're healthy, they can. Stephen Curry, they're not going to have anybody that can hold him. With them and their motion offense is going to be tough for them to handle. AD is probably going to get off, but they have no
size.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be real. AD's going to get off on Denver. He's going to get off on Sacramento. And I'm just thinking about the offensive matchup. I think it'll be harder for them to try and contain Stephen Curry, Clay, and Jordan Poole and the boys than it would be to contain like Jokic or Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox.
If Steph, Clay, and Jordan Poole are all on the court at the same time with Draymond and Wiggins, that team is getting abused by Anthony Davis and LeBron James.
AD's abusing everybody though. He's gonna abuse Denver. He's gonna
he can. There's levels to abuse.
So you think that they'll get abused? Not comfortably better than Denver. Comfortably better than
No, I think Denver and Sacramento will get abused the most by Anthony Davis. Then I think it's Golden State, especially if you're having to rely on Jordan Poole.
Hey, what was the Lakers playoff?
I got the Warriors as like second because I think the Suns is probably the worst of the matchup, then Boston, and then the Warriors is probably that third spot.
I think
you got Boston?
I think the Grizz is a tougher matchup than the Golden State.
Why you think the Grizzlies are a tougher matchup for Mars?
Defensively, I think
the
Memphis Grizzlies defense is just so elite. You got Jaren Jackson Jr. will meet anything at the rim. I don't know if this is all permitting if Steven Adams is available to go. By the way, I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know what his timetable is. But if Steven Adams is there, you got size there. He can stay on AD. Then Jaren Jackson roaming around. That just makes life tougher for a team like the Lakers who aren't great shooting the ball. And I think that will allow the Grizzlies to get out in transition quite a lot. And then that will help their offense, in my opinion. I think Lakers still win. I think I had the Lakers in 6 on the panel. But I think that's just a tougher matchup than Golden State would be because Golden State's defense is not moving.
Yeah, there's a situation where Golden State don't even make it to the playoff, bro.
I mean,
if they lose, they got to lose like 2 games in a row, something like that, to be out. I think
they had to lose.
They did the same thing in 2021. Lost 2 games in a row.
But they're scheduled. The last 4 games? The last 4 games they got? There should be some wins outside of what that.
They got OKC tonight.
Tiebreaker with the Lakers though.
They got OKC tonight. Then they got the Kings, which is I don't know if the Kings are trying or not, but they got the Kings.
Home or away, Mars, for the OKC.
The OKC's at home.
Okay.
Then they got the Kings on the roads, and then the final game is Portland on the roads. And with the way Shaden Sharp's been playing, by the way, if you're not paying attention, Shaden Sharp's been hooping. I don't know if Portland's are gonna try and win that game or not, and it's on the road, so they might go 1-2 to end the season.
To talk about more about the Memphis Grizzlies matchup and then the Warriors, in my eyes, especially what I seen from Jaren Jackson Jr. last season against the Denver Nuggets. Was it the Denver Nuggets?
It was the Wolves and it was Golden State last year. They played
Wolves. Wolves. So in my head, it's like Jaren Jackson's good defensively, but I don't think he's going to be able to stop a guy like AD. Even though he does provide that good rim protection, they're probably going to have him and Steven Adams guard him. But I think AD is going to be abusing that matchup as well. And I just think
it's real simple. Who got the 2 best players in that series?
LeBron and AD. The Lakers have the 2 best players, and then on top of that, when I'm looking at the Golden State Warriors offense compared to the Grizzlies, I'm just going to side with that more.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I'm going to side with that more than the Memphis. I think Memphis is a good though. I think that's a good question mark, but I'm going to take the Warriors all day over that.
The West is unpredictable. I think any team.
Are you saying that though for the Grizzlies because they don't have another scorer outside of Ja Morant? I mean, because Bane gets hot every now and then, but I've seen a lot. He gets like inconsistent sometimes. So, like, was it because of that, or you just?
It's not only just because of that. I think the shooting that Steph, Clay, and them boys can provide for that team, John Morant just can't provide that. I think he's amazing. He's probably going to get off as well. But I'm looking at it: Desmond Bain, Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson Jr., Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins. I'm siding with that offense more, especially with the way that they run it.
Speaking of the West play-in, I mean, do you guys think Dallas, with the way they're playing, do you think they're going to make it into the play-ins at all?
No, I think they done.
I
think they're done. I think they're cooked.
I think it depends on time. If OKC beat Golden State tonight, I think Dallas are done.
So if Dallas doesn't get in, Jason Kidd's gone. He's fired. He is gone.
After 2 years? After 2
years? Yeah. Oh, someone's going to take the blame for it. Someone's going to take the blame for it, and it's going to be on Jason Kidd, which is really,
bro, I mean, you can call it so crazy.
I'm on your side. I think it's not cool they do. I think it's crap that they do, but I feel like if they don't make it, this to me falls on Mark Cuban more than anybody. Just because
I think it falls on a lot of different people, bro. I don't think it's one.
No, I think it's Mark Cuban because you could have signed, you could have gave Jalen Brunson the max. You see what he's doing up at the Knicks. He's been balling. You could have gave him the max, but you chose not to let him walk. You know,
bro, they were the 4 seed before the trade.
Yeah, but you see, yeah, that's cool. But I feel like having Jalen Brunson still would have made it. They still have been still a good team.
They probably would have traded.
The trade is more the issue.
They probably would have traded Jalen Brunson. I think the main issue with the Mavericks and their failures, it's just the trade. Like they got rid of their defense and then been losing games because of that.
Wait, you think they would trade Jalen Brunson if they would have kept him? You think they really would have traded?
Well, they were the 4 seed before the trade deadline.
If they were to pay Jalen Brunson that bag, and then trying to get Kyrie Irving. I think in order to probably save money, they probably would have got Jalen Brunson.
I think they would never got Kyrie Irving. They would have kept Brunson.
Actually, they were the first game Kyrie played. The first game he played, they were the 4 seed.
And then ever since then, been all year though. They were still like 3 games of 10.
Bro, they've lost what 7 out of what has their record been since that trade? It's one of the worst records.
When I know they were winning some games with Kyrie, but then when Luka came back, that's when they started.
Their record since the trade deadline is one of the worst records in the league.
Okay, February 6th. Let me see. Since February 6th.
Y'all think Kyrie leaving?
Yes. I don't think so, but we'll see. I think if they would have made the play-in, I'll be more comfortable. But now it's like they didn't make the play-in. It's like I don't know, but I'm not going to stay on that hill. I don't care.
I mean, Kyrie leaves. We think he's going to go.
Yeah, after that trade deadline, it seems as if they were 29-26, and now they're 37-42.
They're 8-16 since the Kyrie trade.
Yeah, bro, it's terrible record since the trade deadline.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not looking at Jason Kidd and saying he needs to be fired or that they should fire him because of that. No, I mean it's clearly represented that the reason why they fell off this dramatically is because of the lack of defense. They weren't able to stop anybody. Dorian Finney-Smith was crucial to that unit. And I think the Dallas Mavericks knew that was going to happen, but I think they thought that the offense was going to be good enough to win games, and they didn't think it was going to be that bad. Like I said, in my mind frame, the way I'm looking at it from Mark Cuban's stance, I made that trade not to win a championship this year. I made that trade to build a championship for years to come, trying to get Kyrie Irving to buy into what we can build and what we're doing with Luka Doncic. And the next season, after when the free agency marker hits, there's a lot of defensive players that we could pick up and try to make up in that aspect. So if I'm Mark Cuban, I'm still preaching that to Kyrie Irving. I'm still trying to convince him because of that. I just think they undersold how important Dorian Finney-Smith was, and then oversold how good that offense would be to win games in the regular season. It has nothing to do with Jason Kidd. It has nothing to do with Jason Kidd, in my opinion.
But
you can just look at how they did before the trade deadline, how they did that.
Before they traded, Kyrie. I mean, outside of losing Jalen Brunson, who did they lose in the offseason that year? Did they lose anyone else?
Maxi Kleber has been hurt the whole year. And
why are we even looking at the offseason, bro? They were 29-26
there shouldn't be this big a defensive
drop.
drop off in 1 year with such a lack of personnel turnover before they trade for Kyrie.
Well, that's not when the defensive drop off really happened, though. It was at the trade deadline.
The
The first
defense
half
has
of the
been
season, the first half of
mid
the
the
season,
whole
they weren't
time.
that good
Yeah, it's
defensively.
been mid, but it got even worse after the trade deadline.
Yeah, because they got rid of pieces.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Though.
Yeah.
So they were
that's
29
why.
and 26 before the trade, and then after
Mhm.
the trade, they go 8 for 16. I mean, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah, so that's the defense has been mid all year, and Dorian Finney-Smith was holding on to like the level of mid in which they had. Once he was gone, I mean, it was over. And then Kleber, it took time for him to get back, but even then, he's coming back, and they're just in a funk right now.
And
So
Christian Wood is just, like I said, was not a good pickup for them.
yeah, Christian Wood is not that good of a defender. So
Yeah, the
Like,
idea
I don't-
like I
Wood
said
himself.
before, like I said when they picked him up, Christian
hey, he
Wood,
was playing good in the beginning of the year. He had
offensive,
some first half.
offensively, he was doing his thing. I was like, Christian Wood, he might be tricking me. And then
Offensively, he has a skill set, but defensively, he can't guard anything. When do we start having a conversation about Mark Cuban being this terrible owner? Because like, outside of like you know how he's like has his public appearances and everything, he doesn't get a lot of flack for like how the roster construction of the team and the hiring, how the Mavericks front office have just generally let free agents go and they don't like pay anyone.
I mean, people just like Mark Cuban, so he doesn't really get blamed. Like if this was Michael Jordan doing this, I mean, people would say he's trash, but you just get held to a different standard when people like you. They're willing to look past all these nonsense.
I mean, that is a great point.
Jordan's
because,
called
like,
Black Jesus for. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
people
that is
like
a
him
good
as a
point.
player, but people hate him as an owner and his decisions. And I think if he was doing what Mark Cuban's been doing, people would still hate him the same way. But Mark Cuban is just very likable to people. I guess maybe because he's a public figure and he talks out a lot and like he's funny. I don't know, but people just like him, I guess.
How is that on Mark Cuban though? Like is he
the same way it's on Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan is different because the Hornets has just been crazy.
But he's not a general manager.
But
I
he's the
get
one
it.
who hires the general manager.
I get it, but like Mark
He's the
Cuban,
one that's
I don't
to pay
know
out the
how that's.
contract.
I just don't get how that's on Mark Cuban though. I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't.
So who's
what
on?
you mean? How you don't? I mean,
Like I
think about
said, it could be on the general. In my opinion, though, like I'm like this season in general, bro. I'm just like, I don't care. Like in my mind frame, it's like I knew that you guys weren't gonna win a title.
Mhm.
I knew the defense was gonna drop, and we just undersold. We overvalued how good our offense was gonna be to win games in the regular season, but that wasn't our main goal. Our main goal wasn't to win a chip this year. Our main goal was to
Wait, you a
compete for the
Mavs
years
fan,
to
Doug?
come. That's
Okay,
the
even
if
Doug-
you're making
even
a
if you're
move like
expecting
that,
a
if you're
drop-off,
making a move like that, this unit with Luka and Kyrie Irving with no defense, anybody with a brain would know that that's not a good fit. No, that's not a good fit to win a title. But what we could do is we could get a superstar or Kyrie or whatever you define it, but we could get a guy like Kyrie Irving to buy into what we're selling for years to come, lock him in for years to come, and then guess what? We're revamping. We're getting guys around.
Hey,
We're
now
gonna get
does some of
defense
this
pieces
blame
in.
go on Luka and Kyrie?
Of them not
Kyrie
making the
deserves
play.
no blame. Kyrie's been doing his part. Like he deserves no blame. Luka,
Yeah,
about
Kyrie
Luka?
is
he does have his flaws, but I don't
blame.
think he deserves
Yeah.
a lot of blame either.
I can't blame Kyrie for
Because
this.
I know for sure, bro. If this was any other star duo, they begin some of the blame at least, some of it, a portion.
They could get some of it, bro, but I mean, I don't
I
care.
mean, if your whole team can't play defense, I mean, I don't know how can you blame really like.
But hey, you don't think Luka plays lackluster defense though?
I mean,
We knew
to
he was
me,
a
he-
bad defender, though. We know
yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah, we know he's
bro,
good.
there's points where I don't even think that boy give effort on defense, bro.
He has conditioning issues. That's what he has. He's
Yeah,
coaching the
I don't
offseason.
think
He
he, I
does
don't think
talk about
he ever like focused on like getting conditioning, getting in shape, like anyway. So I mean, I never looked at Lucas as like defensive guy anyway. So I mean, what kind of players that you got. So I'm not going. I mean, yeah, he deserves some blame a little bit just because like you can at least play some defense, give some effort on defense. But as far as like roster wise, you got to give Mark Cuban some kind of blame because I mean.
So just I want to make sure I'm understanding because right now this sounds ridiculous. So Luka doesn't get blamed because we knew he was already trash on defense. So him being trash on defense means nothing because we already knew he was trash.
No, I think he deserves some blame.
I
He's a
think he
superstar.
deserves
Yeah,
blame.
but
That's
I
what I
mean,
do, but I don't know.
It's basically you know your players, right, Mar? So if I know,
We know the whole team is trash defensively. Though.
Yeah.
we know, yeah.
But
So
we're
if I
still
know,
blaming the team for being trash on defense.
but that's why Mars. I'm fucking confused, right? Because that's what I'm saying. I'm confused because they're doing everything we knew they were gonna do, and we're trying to criticize them for it and blame them and try to crucify them for it. I'm like, we all knew they were gonna be bad on defense. We knew Luka's bad on defense. We knew what was gonna happen.
Hey, bro, I
and we're
feel
still trying
like
to blame
Luka could
somebody
be
for it.
better, bro. It's not. I feel like Luka could be better on defense. I just.
but
feel
you know
like
why
I
though?
feel like
You know why the
he
media is
doesn't
killing
give
him though?
that effort, bro.
Because
And-
honestly, bro, no, I'm tired of this. You know why? Because they just want to fucking talk. That's why. When something in scenarios like this happen, people just want to talk about shit. They want to sit here and try to point the blame on somebody, say it's this guy and this guy. That's what just people do. Even though we knew that their defense was going to struggle, they're losing games not because of Kid, not because of Luka, not because of Kyrie. They're just losing games because their defense sucks.
Wait,
So
then who do we
you
blame?
could blame
though?
the you could
How do
blame
how do you go from?
you could blame the GM, but then that's probably the only
You
person
blame the
blame.
defense. You blame
But
the defense.
yeah, you blame the
They
But how do you
defense.
lose it.
go
They're
from a
losing
Western
because
Conference Finals appearance to now potentially being out of the play-in. Even if that was a
you
fluke,
went
you're
from a
still
top
that-
five.
I mean, you lost your two
You went
best
from a top
wing
5
defenders.
defense to a bottom 10 defense. That's how.
I mean, you lose your top best wing defenders, and
have some. Should we blame coaching here for having that big significant drop off in defense?
No, you blame the people who made
Well,
the
there's
trades
blame
to
to go
lose their
around. Is
defense.
my
I mean,
point.
blame
I
to
don't
go
think it's
around.
one particular
Yeah,
thing.
Like-
everyone gets it.
I think trade is the number one thing. I think that's the number one thing was the trade, and then after that, you could divvy out your portions of blame pie to everybody else.
but you know what the big issue is though? Is like they see the name, they see Kyrie and Luka, so everybody expects them to
that's the
make
issue.
magic,
So,
and I
so
think that's the bigger issue
yeah,
more than anything.
that's my issue, right? So it's just because we have these names attached to it, so people are gonna gas it up, right? So it's like in my mind frame, it's like I expected all of this to happen. I did not expect this team to win the chip. I don't think anybody expected them to win the
No,
chip.
no, I don't know.
So
No,
it's like
No.
I get that maybe them making the play in is something to talk about and it's unexpected, but man, I'm not looking at fucking Luka like, yeah, bro, this is your fault. Kyrie like, yo, this is your fault. Jason Kidd, yeah, this is your fault. The team's just bad defensively, and we all knew this. Everybody knew this.
Dub, I'll tell you what to do, Dub. Actually, I just posted a video on this a couple minutes ago. I didn't know y'all was talking about it. It's time for the Mavericks to consider trading Luka Doncic.
We'll take him in Houston. We'll take him.
Big Ox, you really think they
Oh
should
my
trade
God.
Luka Doncic, man?
We'll take him in Houston.
Get him up out of there.
Why?
Yo, man, whoa. Hey, Big Ox, I've been,
All
hey,
right,
man,
let's hear
you're
Bob
my
out
guy,
for a
but
second. Let's hear
dude,
Bob out.
When we
is
get
it because he has the same game as James Harden? Is that
when
why? Because he has the
Houston get
same game as James Harden?
when Houston get the number 1 pick, we'll offer it to Dallas for Luka. We'll do that 100%.
Why?
Big
Well,
Ox,
you
is
just
it-
trade Jalen Green
you're
and
not-
then you get Victor, and then Victor and Luka, man. What are we talking about, old job?
No.
Yo, you're not gonna build a
Jalen Green.
successful roster around him. You're not gonna build a successful roster around him.
Big Ox, I got a question, Big Ox. Is it because you think? Because I've seen you say it before. Is it because him and James Harden have the similar play style? Is that why?
They're not
feel that way?
gonna win. They're not gonna win with him being the centerpiece of the team.
Okay,
This is not
expand
my-
about that, please. Just like I want to
So
hear your.
you
explanation
want
for why you think
him
that
to
is.
play off ball, Ox?
I want him. I mean, he got to play some type of winning basketball. He can't guard a wet napkin. He doesn't try. I've never seen. I don't think I've seen anybody play worse defense than Luka Doncic. He doesn't. He doesn't look like he's mentally there anymore. You know, he just got back out of shape in the middle of the season. Like, what are you doing? I mean, I know they got some good food down there in Dallas, but how you put weight on during the last stretch of the season?
That's
He's
not
not
hard
in
to do,
shape,
though.
you
It's
know?
not hard to do.
Wait, if you're
should
talking
be-
about trades-
it should be hard to do, Dub. Like,
No,
Hey,
it's
if
not.
you're talking about trade, Ox.
You go on a meal plan, you start lifting a little bit more, and then you pack on weight like that.
Hey man, trade him to the
if
Wolves.
he's getting muscle, he's getting fat, Dub.
Yeah, I know.
Hey man, trade him to the Wolves. Because the Wolves didn't trade Cat. I'm sorry, Cat is so bad on defense. You talking about bad on defense? That guy is just God. He's just got bad on defense.
I'm not a
dog.
fan.
Like,
I'm not a fan of Cat either. I'm far from a fan. Of
Hey,
Cat.
fellas, I gotta get some of you guys up here, but appreciate the time y'all spent, man. Y'all be easy, all right?
All right.
yeah.
Appreciate for having me on.
No
Have a good
problem.
one, y'all.
You too.
We'll take him in Houston though. 100%. We'll take him in Houston.
Oh shit. Let me read off some super chats, and we'll continue this conversation, Bobby. We don't think we're not going to continue this. Go James is everything that is wrong with LeBron fans. Shaking my head. As they do with Stephen KD is better than LeBron and AD point blank. Dot.
I agree. They are better than LeBron and AD.
How is the Lakers going to beat the Bucks or Celtics?
They won't.
I think they could beat the Bucks.
You think everyone can beat the Bucks?
Yes, actually, yeah. LeBron and AD ain't better than Kobe and Powell. No, that's crazy actually to say. I think LeBron and AD's better.
Why is that crazy?
That's
Just
not
that-
crazy, though.
Three straight finals appearances, 2 championships versus a team.
Oh,
that
you're
can't stay
going off
healthy?
of what you're going off of what they done.
That was the argument I was hearing about LeBron and AD. I'm just going based off the argument that was presented to me.
So Kobe and Powell was a better duo than LeBron and AD.
Based on that argument, yeah. As individual players, no. But based on that argument, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm not arguing with it. Hey fellas, how are y'all? So Bobby, what the hell were you talking about?
He was spitting facts.
Like it's crazy because it has to be true. Because like I said, I just made a video, just posted it a couple minutes ago. I jumped on here and y'all was talking about Luka. Because I made a short video because I wanted to jump, come wrap it off for a little bit. And as soon as I jump in the waiting room, y'all talking about Luka Doncic and the problems within. Luka is the problem. Get him out of there.
He's the problem or he's one of the problems?
He's the
He's
biggest
part of the
problem.
Nah, he's part of the problem.
He's part of the problem because the problem is defense. And
I
he's
would
the
say,
worst.
I would say the problem is with the GM because your job is to build around your team and make sure that your star player has good fit around him. And Mark Cuban just hasn't done that yet.
They did have a good fit around him, and then everybody said that they weren't trying to build star talent around Luka. So when they got a star and sacrificed the fit, now it's a problem.
Yeah, they low-key should have
I
been running back with the
100% agree
same
with that.
team. I would have kept Jalen Brunson, maybe signed a better center, get Christian Wood up out of there because that's not going to win you a championship with serving. You're not winning. No disrespect to Christian Wood, but yeah, you got to
disrespect
get a
Christian
better
Wood.
center there.
Yeah, I can tell you.
And but they had the defense, they had the offense. I just feel like they should have built more off of last season than this season.
They should have found a
They needed
star.
more
They should have,
reliable shooting. That's what they needed. They didn't need this star power that people were begging for.
yeah.
Yeah,
I just want to know if Luka gets Jason Kidd fired after the season ends, would the narrative be the same one that they had for Trae Young?
It should be, because I'm not gonna lie. If Jason Kidd gets fired, that's fucked up. If he gets fired, I don't even know what to say to that. That would be I would be completely flat.
I think he should get fired. I think Jason Kidd should get fired.
Whoa.
For what though? Why?
No, his rotations are not good.
He doesn't have
Y'all
good
wasn't
players.
saying that last
Who
year,
does he
though.
have?
Who's he
does
supposed to
have?
rotate?
Y'all was
Yeah,
not saying that last year.
That's my issue. Like y'all
Because
want
they
him to
had
make
better players last year in the rotation.
Yeah, but his
Yeah,
first year in
he's not
Milwaukee, he
playing
looked
though.
good, and then his second year in Milwaukee, he looked trash. I think it's pretty similar things are happening right now.
I
have to look at the
know. I
teams
picked
as
that up
well,
too. I'm
though.
not gonna hold you, Mars. That's why I'm like, I gotta see another year.
Yeah, I think pretty similar things. He looked good in Milwaukee the first year. The second year happened. He was running Giannis at point guard because he couldn't figure out how to use someone who can't shoot. And now he's in Dallas. He looked good the first year. Was looking good in the playoffs, making adjustments. And now this year he's running lineups where Theo Pinson's getting PT.
But
So
you
the-
also have to say that the team was
Oh.
better as well last year too. I mean, of course it's going to look different when, of course, you bring in a star player who's good in Kyrie, but the defense got a lot worse than it already was. So I mean, of course he's going to look bad now. You can't really make defensive schemes and different setups for players that's just not good defensively. Like,
I agree with that too. That's why I say I don't. If we're gonna talk about Kid being fired, let's wait till next season, because don't act as if everybody was riding the Kid train last season
fact.
because of what happened, and then this season happens. Nobody was going crazy on Jason Kidd until when? Until after this trade deadline, and they went 8-16. So let's just wait, because I feel as if people getting mad at the rotations and lineups that which you're having, bro. Like Junebug said before, like, who do they have out there? He's trying, but there's nobody out there where to make a cohesive defensive unit with that team, and they're losing because of their defense.
I'm good. I'm good with keeping Kidd and like running it back another year because like this is a pattern with him. But if the Mavericks are, because I don't understand, like there aren't really like 3-and-D guys for the vet minimum, which they would have to do in the offseason. So if they run back the same roster and they keep Kyrie, I would consider letting Jason Kidd go for a coach that would fit the all in on the offense style, like Mike D'Antoni. Because why keep Jason Kidd if his main focus is defense and he doesn't have a defender and you know it's going to struggle? You might as well go all in on the offense if you're gonna go all in on the offense.
Luka with Mike D'Antoni is going to average 38, 10, and 9.
I'm well aware,
and it's going to be
a fact.
Kyrie would have like
it's going to be the same thing.
Terrible defensively. It's going to be just terrible.
They're terrible defensively now, and they have a defensive minded
coach.
Just the
same way it was on the Rockets, the same way it was on the Suns. D'Antoni's not a good coach.
Okay, Houston had a good defense. First of all, Houston had a good defense.
And 18?
2019.
Before that.
That was Mike D'Antoni's first year was 2018, was it not?
Oh,
2017.
No, it was 2017.
Okay, my bad. But they had Ryan Anderson.
I mean, they had a good defense that year.
I think they were 18th, but that's because they had Ryan Anderson starting for them. So, yeah. 2018, the ones they brought up decent defense with Mike D'Antoni, they were a good defense. 2019, I can't remember what they were, and then 2020 they went with this stupid small ball thing. So overall, Mike D'Antoni, the defense wasn't always terrible. But this Dallas defense they'll be the worst defense in the NBA with Mike D'Antoni. But they'll have the best offense.
So. They have the best offense, so
might as well go all in. That's what Jason Kidd's been saying anyway. He said we're just trying to outscore teams.
Yeah, I see what Jordan is saying, but they should not get this unit, the same unit at all next season.
I'm not saying they should keep the same unit. I'm saying it'll be hard to get a better unit. So it's more than likely they'll keep the same unit.
There's a lot of people up for free agency next year. They could get
what money do they have?
How much? Let me see. Because
they got money coming off already. They're
with Kyrie,
Christian Wood, and Powell.
Isn't this assuming Kyrie comes back though?
Yeah, I'm assuming Kyrie comes back though.
Okay, well that's
Kyrie comes back.
Why would he?
Assuming Kyrie will do anything is a bad idea, but
this whole conversation is based on the duo of Luka.
Kyrie coming, the duo. Yeah.
Well, look, if he stays, they could sign like Brook Lopez. You know what I'm saying?
They can't.
Why not?
Brook Lopez.
He's gonna want to.
I think he's gonna have.
Next year they still have Davis. They still have Davis Bertans 17 million on the books. They have Tim Hardaway's 18 million on the books.
I'm saying they don't have money.
They have Reggie Bullock making 10.5 million. Maxi Kleber has 3 more years at 11 million. JaVale McGee has 5 million on the books. They have a team option on Josh Green. They have Lucas 40 million.
From what I saw, they're clearing 70 million next year. With
half of that is Kyrie.
I know that's what I'm saying. They're clearing 70 million, but if Kyrie stays and gets the same, they still got 35-40 mil left. Brook Lopez, I mean, they don't.
The only major money coming off the books is Dwight Powell's 11 million and Christian Wood's 14. Everything else is there next season. That's major.
So that's 25 to play with.
Pretty much. That's what 1 or 2 players, depending on what you're going for.
1 or 2 players. 1 or 2 players can change things, though.
Yeah, but who are the 2?
You see what they give money to. You see they're giving Tim Hardaway and Davis Bertans 17 and 18 million. So they're not good.
We need free agents for like 12 million. Like, who's really available for that type of price?
Austin Reeves is that bag. Like that's what Austin Reeves is getting. So like.
But see what I'm saying? That's why you need to trade. Luka.
But they can make trades. They can make things to get some guys off the table. What you mean? No,
I was talking about.
They're gonna have to attach picks to Davis Bertans to get him off the books. So, like he's
do they have picks? Yeah, they got 4.
They have to attach picks to him, and Tim Hardaway. They probably have to attach a pick to as well.
Yeah. So
listen, they can make trades to make that happen, bro. Clear up some cap space and get some room for like a Brook, Jeremy Grant. I think Bruce Brown, you could probably get on 12 mil or some shit like that.
I highly doubt Bruce Brown leaves Denver to go to Dallas. Highly doubt it.
And I doubt Brook Lopez leaves Milwaukee to go to Dallas.
Highly doubt
Brook Lopez is leaving Milwaukee. I hope everybody does.
Why?
Okay, your obsession with praying on Milwaukee's downfall.
You can't win Milwaukee.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry that I just see the light. Like it is what it is. Like
what light?
There's no light. It's darkness.
There's no light.
Let me tell you why. Brooke Lopez is on a contract
Your
year,
light is
right?
alcohol induced.
Playing DPOY. He's been playing like a DPOY caliber player. And what is he gonna do this late stage of his career?
You're saying the team's gonna overpay him.
He's going to get money. Yes,
The
he's
team
gonna
to
look to get
overpay
a
him
bag.
will be the one that can pay him the most, which is Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's not Dallas.
Milwaukee could pay him the most. How can they pay him the most?
Because he's been there for 4 years now. They have his
How
bird
can they-
rights.
How can they afford him?
Because I think you're allowed to go over the cap.
You're allowed to overpay for the players you already have. The same way that Jaylen Brown can get $300 million from the Celtics and 160 from everybody else. That's
So how much?
The same
You really,
Golden State were able
you really
to
think
give these
Milwaukee's going to
contracts
give him
to-
that? You really think Milwaukee's
Yes.
going to give him
Yes.
That's tight, bro. He's gonna
No.
get
That's
that.
what that's what a
No
GM that
way.
wants to
No,
build
it's
around
okay.
the best
No,
player
it's
in the
okay.
league
No
does.
way.
If you're preying on that downfall like this, it's fine. Just
So they'll
admit
give
it.
him the
This
max.
hatred?
They'll give him.
I
the
didn't
max.
say that. I didn't say that.
They'll give him just as much as any other team is willing to offer.
So next, what's he getting paid right now, Brooke Lopez?
Let me see.
14 to 18.
Make some conversation while I go look, because we can't just sit in silence. Make some
Oh,
conversation.
my bad. I need to. We got Low in the chat. What's good, Low?
Low sick. Get better soon, Low. And stop looking on
Get
basketball.
off that basketball
cheating.
reference. That's what needs to happen.
Cheating.
Basketball reference. is bad for
Not
you,
cheating. Better word. Stop. Never mind.
Yeah. Cut it out. What is wrong with you? Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that.
Brooke
I didn't mean to do that.
Lopez is currently on basically 14 mil. He's basically on
14.
14.
Yeah.
So he's gonna try to get. He's gonna try to get 20 to 25 mil next year.
They will give him
No
20.
No team's offering a 35-year-old Brooke Lopez that type of money.
Bro,
No way.
he's
He's
offering
2 years?
DPOY, bro.
No
They
way
gave
he's getting
didn't.
that.
How much did Al Horford get on the Sixers? Al Horford
Shut
when he
up,
left.
bro. We're dumb. Don't compare anybody else to
That
us.
Al Horford.
There's a
was better
team
than
that's
this Brook
dumb,
Lopez.
Jordan. That's the issue. No.
Yes,
no.
that Al Horford was better than this Brook Lopez.
No. I don't think so.
He wasn't.
But Jordan, that's
Alright.
that's the point. You're gonna have a team that's dumb that's gonna give him that contract.
And you're thinking it's going to be Dallas.
It could be anybody. I hope it's not
It
Dallas.
should
But,
be
that's
Dallas.
terrible.
Dallas-
you want it to be
Dallas is
Dallas.
smart.
So why are we talking about Brooke Lopez if you don't want it to be Dallas?
No. I just said we just got on this tangent because I said Brooks not staying on Milwaukee. So now we're on this.
Because
case
you
right
want
here.
Milwaukee to fail.
I don't. I'm real. Brooke Lopez, 35 years old. If you could get 20 to 25 million from somebody else, go out and get that damn bread. That's his mindset.
I also
That
think
should be
Brooke
his
Lopez
mentality.
would want to be a winner.
Al Horford was
Wanna
only
keep
30.
winning.
Al Horford was only 33, to be fair.
That's 2 years, man. Come on.
Hey, 33 to 35 is a big difference.
I
That's
get
a
you.
difference.
Very big
That's a
difference.
He could get 2
Bobby
years.
knows.
He could get 2 years, 20
Oh,
mil.
boo.
He could get 2 years, 20 mil. Brooke Lopez. He could get 2 year, 20 mil, deal.
You mean 2 years 40? Because 2 years
2
20
years
is
40.
20 a year.
My bad, yeah.
20 per year.
2 years
yeah.
40. 2 years 40.
I think
And he'll get that from Milwaukee.
yeah,
Like,
Milwaukee.
why are we? What?
You really?
He's not leaving.
Bro, somebody's gonna give him
I
a
can
bag,
see.
bro.
I can see him giving him 18. I'm not going too much more than that for these next couple of years.
All I'm
20 ain't too
saying,
much more than 18.
Brooke is gonna go.
That's true.
Brooke is
To
gonna
me,
go
it's
with whoever
fucking
pays him the
amazing.
most. I promise.
I
I'll
think
take
his
that.
relationship with the Bucks is just too cool for that, bro. Him and the
Yeah, I'm
Bucks-
saying.
bro. Giannis just
You
paid
act like-
one of his fines not too long ago. Like they real
You acting like
tight.
Brooke is just
Like,
unhappy in
Brooke is
Milwaukee.
staying, bro. I'm not. Gonna lie.
Brooke is
Bro,
chilling.
what are y'all talking about?
Let me be
man?
quiet
He
though.
got that
'cause
man
when
a
he
ring.
leaves
Dub,
and
it's
does his
fine,
right,
but
you're
you're
gonna rub it
talking
in.
about-
on the
man.
downfall. Dub.
He's
It's
not
fine.
gonna
No,
forget
bro.
this, bro.
Y'all acting like Al Horford wasn't happy in Boston, but he left to go get the fucking bread.
Because
Like,
they gave him.
He left-
We
he
gave him
left- he left-
120
he
million.
left- he left-
They
We
gave
gave
him
him
no, he left-
$120 million.
No,
Oh,
you know that?
Al left.
Oh.
Al left Boston because he didn't know Kyrie was leaving. If he would have knew Kyrie was leaving, he was gonna stay. He left because of Kyrie.
all right,
Kyrie
no,
left before
stop.
Al left.
Stop.
No,
That day, Kyrie left before Al left.
And Philly also got Al Horford because he was the Embiid stopper and they needed him.
Yeah, that was
Man,
dumb. And
so-
we paid Tobias Harris. Can we not talk about Philly? Can we move on? Please.
No, my point is you're gonna
No,
have a
move
team.
on.
You're
Not
gonna
doing
have
this.
a team, bro. You're gonna have a team. I promise y'all. Y'all gonna have a team out there that's gonna give him that type of bread. They're gonna
Shout
give him
out
money.
to
Milwaukee
the
Bucks.
As-
Shout out to
Milwaukee,
the
how
Milwaukee
are they? Listen,
Such as
The
I
Milwaukee
don't know.
Bucks.
We shall see. We shall see.
I
The
see.
Bucks-
I
the
see the
Bucks-
light.
The Bucks ain't giving him more than 18 million. And just because of the relationship he has with the Bucks, listen, bro. He's
All right, we
35
gonna
years
see.
old. He won a ring already. He doesn't need to prove anything else in his career. Go get some damn money, bro. Like
You're
what are
not
we
Brooke
talking
Lopez.
yeah, Brooke ain't worried
about?
about
I'm
the bag.
just
He
trying
gonna
to
stay
put
with his
myself in his
family.
perspective. What are you talking about?
Burst when they get the bag.
You, because guess what? You don't know what
getting
he'll
the bag.
do either. So what are you
You
talking
right.
about? Hey man,
Yeah, actually, you are right. Never mind. I didn't have a rebuttal for that.
Yeah. Look at you. Yeah, man. See?
Either way, trade Luka.
Listen, Brooke
That's
Lopez.
nuts.
Listen, you've had a long and illustrious career. You go get your damn money, bro.
You're
From
really trying to
anybody.
get.
This is
you're
your
really
pitch
trying
to
get
Brook
me.
Lopez to
That
leave
money,
Milwaukee,
man.
so Giannis
You
can't
look-
be the best player in the league anymore.
20
Leave
mil.
with the contending team for some money.
You get 20 mil. You don't accept anything under 20 mil, bro.
And Milwaukee will
Anything
give
under
him 20
mil.
mil. I don't understand why you don't think that. Milwaukee done paid everybody else.
Bro,
They paid Chris. They paid Giannis. They paid Drew.
Middleton's gonna be on 37 mil. Giannis is gonna be on 40 mil. Drew's gonna be on 33 mil.
Fuck it, just give it to Brook.
That's
They already over the cap.
Is it
Bro,
Chris
just
Middleton
get
a
the
free
I don't
agent?
think they'll be able to
Give the
afford
rest
that,
to
bro.
Brook.
They're
It
not
is what it
paying
is.
that much. They're
If
not
Golden
paying.
State can do it, Milwaukee can do it.
That's what? That's 40, 37, 30. That's 100. That's almost 100 mil with 3 players right there. Then that's 120 mil off of 5 players. Like, what are you talking about?
Golden State has done the exact same thing.
The more he talks, the more I'm kind of agreeing with Dub right now. I don't know.
Talk about it, Jude.
That's how it works. This is how it works.
That's 120 mil in 5 players, bro.
So Junebug, where's he gonna go? I'm gonna put your question on you. Where's he going?
Hey, I ain't say, you know what I'm saying, you know, he would go to another team. I just said I'm starting to agree with him. I ain't fully there, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Give me a percentage.
I say 30%. The more
Brook
not done.
Lopez to Chicago. Brook Lopez to Chicago.
What
That's
the?
it.
Huh?
Chicago?
Yeah,
Where did that come from?
Mars, you're getting
Brook
convinced
Lopez.
too? You getting
No,
convinced too?
no.
Oh, what?
He's just saying stuff.
Hey, ain't one of them leaving this offseason, Zach LaVine or DeRozan, because they can't work together or something like that? Why would
No,
you?
Vooch is leaving this offseason.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And don't they got
Vucevic is gone. That's trash defense. Bring in Brook Lopez. Good defense. There we go. Same.
To
same
still
amount of money.
suck.
Their defense just went up since Pat Bev came over there, right? Or am I
Yeah, Pat Bev. Yeah.
Am I tripping?
Yeah, people been shitting on Pat Bev for some reason. I don't know.
Man, I don't know what it is with the hate with Pat Bev, but he really liked that.
What do you mean you don't know what it is to hate with Pat Bev?
Nah, I'm just saying, no,
This is a
defensively,
10-year
when they
hatred.
talk about he can't do nothing defensively. I understand hate him as a person or whatever. He be doing a lot of crazy wild stuff, like pushing
The
CP2.
OG Dylan Brooks. Are we not? Why are we pretending like we don't know why people hate Pat Bev? What?
No. I mean, as a player, as a person, we know why people don't like him. He does a lot of crazy stuff, but as a player, he really likes that defensively.
Yeah, people don't like Pat Bev because he was on the Lakers, giving them like 4 points.
But hasn't Pat Bev
do the same thing?
like 4 points his whole career? Has Pat Bev really been a scorer?
But he
Y'all
was,
thought that was going to change?
he was next to LeBron James. Like, this is pretty
Vando. How much is Vando scoring? They love Vando.
Did anybody
when you're next to LeBron James, when the team is not good, they will look for people to blame. Patrick Beverly's 4 points from 25%.
People been really hating
get
on Pat Bev before he got to the Lakers.
They were
because of Russell Westbrook.
I don't think it was.
When Russell Westbrook said that Patrick Beverly would be tricking.
No, I'm not saying it's justified. I'm saying
You know what it was? You know what it was?
Pat Bev don't play defense.
When he stood up on them stands, throwing his shirt and everything.
Crying after the play-in win. That's why people hate Pat Bev.
But you know what?
I kind of kissing his girl.
But you know what? I understood the moment for Pat Bev. I understood the moment for Pat Bev. I just didn't. I didn't understand the moment for like
you won a play-in game and you were crying like you won a championship.
It was against his last team,
he
though.
beat the Clippers. That was that used to be his team.
And he balled that game as well.
And he balled out.
He was playing great.
I'm not gonna lie.
So you one of them cats that be at open gym and be like, bro, why you playing so hard, bro? Back up. It's just open gym.
If you grab my knee in open gym, I'm going to fight you. Yes.
You talking about me?
I'm talking about bro, right? But my thing is like, if now I understand doing too much, you know, like if you got a wide open fast break, running and like doing too much, like I understand that. But Cats want you to not compete because like you're not.
No, I'm not saying Pat Bev. I'm not saying you should hate. I'm not saying you should hate Pat Bev. I'm saying that's why Pat Bev is hated. I'm not saying I hate Pat Bev. I love Pat Bev.
Yeah, that's like remember in that video when Devin Booker was like, "Bro, we're not finna double team."
We're not. That nigga can't handle a double team. He can't handle a double team.
I don't care if we at the YMCA, we at the junior high school up the street, but if we on the court, bro, we got to play hard. We got to compete. And Pat Bev got that dog in him, and people hate that. They want Pat Bev to just watch. No, you just watch me score.
No,
And Pat Bev's not doing
the issue is with this, which is why I hate people because they're inconsistent. If this was LeBron, they would be fine with it. If this was a guy who was
That
on
averages
that
30.
caliber, a Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Cat, they would be fine with it.
Yeah, people love scores that can
But
shit talk. They don't love people
because
that.
it's a role player. They're like,
Yeah.
bro, you're not even that good. Why are you acting like this?
That's exactly
And
what
I
they do
hate
to
that.
Dylan Brooks.
And I hate that way of thinking. I hate that way of thinking.
I understand it.
Defense.
I mean, nah,
in this era, because people's like, yeah, defensively, people like Ticket. Oh, defensively, this era, like anybody could be a good defender, and it's just like, bruh. And then to say stupid stuff like, oh, they're trying to get rid of the big man. The big man is just being excluded from the league when the last 4 or 5 MVPs
have been big men.
Like, bro, what are you talking about? The big man is still here in the league. It's just not about to be
playing the league as a big man.
No one wants to see back down dunks for the whole 48 minutes, bro. We over that. We want to see threes now. We want to see twos now. Like
he's losing me. He's losing me.
He's speaking for
He's losing me.
He's speaking.
No,
yeah, he's lost.
No, bro. So that's what y'all want to see. Y'all want to see 90s era basketball right now. Y'all
I've always said
I love all basketball.
My favorite time to watch basketball, like when I go back and watch, is always the 2000s.
No, I'm saying, do you want to see that? Well,
I love watching
2000s
KD
was a little different.
No, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of illegal defense. I was never a fan of it. Every time I watch it, I'm like, the same. I'm not really.
It legit looked like New York, like open runs when they would just clear out and everybody would just like walk down. That's what illegal defense was.
2000s was a great era to watch because you had guys who could play on the perimeter, get a lot of buckets, and do phenomenal stuff. At the same time, you had guys in the post really getting to work, post fade away, working with the pivots and everything. You just don't see that.
A lot of talented guys.
At a higher level, bro. It's not the same as the 90s where people are just backing down dunking and shit. I mean, it's the same.
Who was backing down just dunking besides Shaq in the 90s?
Charles Barkley was kind of abusing the no 5-second rule.
Yeah, that
he was abusing that. And that
was Shaq.
But I still would rather watch the game slow down a little bit than playing that style than I would rather watch guys just run up and down the court, fire 3, run down, fire 3, run down, fire 3.
Yeah, no.
I can't.
Just the Kings fan.
I
don't run their offense. I'm not the one to tell them how to play. They don't listen to nothing else. They don't know I exist. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like that style of basketball.
Like the beam.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not gonna lie. Some games I'll be watching, I'm just like, bro, like, why are these guys just pulling this up all the time? Like, run some plays. Like,
watching Jordan Poole play basketball is irritating.
On top of the key, you get a pick, you pulling that bitch up. It's like, come on,
yeah,
like,
watching Poole play sometimes is aggravating, bro. He really be bitching me out sometimes.
It's not as much plays being ran as it was like in the 2000s and 2010s.
How do y'all feel about the Warriors
transition game?
Y'all think they're gonna make a run now with Wiggins, their best defensive
player,
bro?
Okay.
No.
First of all, not their best defensive player. Second of all, no.
Who's their best defensive player?
Draymond Green. Draymond Green.
All right, who's that second best defender then?
Andrew Wiggins.
All right, we'll take that. I ain't gonna lie. Draymond.
Actually, no. Gary Payton the second.
But maybe that's just me. But Andrew Wiggins been playing as well. But I did see Andrew Wiggins in the finals last year just completely shut down Jason Tatum, bro. So I feel like in a playoff setting, Andrew Wiggins is fired defensively. We got GP2 back.
You're a Warriors fan. Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, you were too.
He hates everybody else.
Yeah,
he hates everybody else
this year. You're gonna be trying to come back. No, stay in Houston with Bam Bam, who's gonna get the first 30 minutes of the game. Stay there.
I'm comfortable in Houston.
But when the Warriors,
you're comfortable watching them play.
I want to see all these change because if we start now, who are we gonna play in the first round?
Like that? I love it.
Right now, you're the CC play the Kings. I think.
I swear y'all losing to the Kings. I swear y'all not beating the Kings, bro.
Easy work.
You're not beating the Kings.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think the Warriors
beating the Kings.
Easy work. I love the Kings. I want them to go far this year, but if they face the Warriors first round,
they're beating y'all in 6.
Who do you guys? Hey, real quick. Who do you guys think? Who do you guys think will be like a first round upset? Like besides the Kings, like who do you think is a team who's a high seed and will lose in the first round?
Everybody says Memphis.
Celtics.
Oh my God.
Celtics.
Hey,
if Boston play Miami,
I love the Celtics.
Whoever Miami play, Miami can beat whoever they play.
Yes, if Miami, I feel comfortable. I feel more comfortable with Miami facing the Bucks than Boston.
I try not to come on.
Every time Dub brings up the Bucks, I'm ignoring it from now.
They just took them to
No,
7.
wait,
Last time Miami played Milwaukee,
y'all
they got
acting
swept.
like
They
wait,
got
y'all
swept.
Dub,
They
Dub,
didn't
I
win a
don't think
game.
it's crazy. Dub, I don't think it's crazy, but I'm just ignoring you every time you bring up the Bucks now.
Right.
It's
No,
biased.
is that true? Isn't that true though?
No,
Like,
that's
don't-
it's valid. It's valid. It's valid.
Oh, okay.
No, they got a
it's
shot.
not
They can beat
valid. It's not
anybody.
valid.
It's
They
they
can
can't
beat. I think the Celtics are better than the Bucks, but Miami has a better chance to get
get a chance of beating the Bucks, beating the Celtics. I
They
mean,
don't
How is
got
that the
nothing
case?
for the
When
Bucks.
we play our best against them, and they always struggle against us. Giannis,
I think y'all play our best.
they
against the
swept
Celtics.
y'all the last time y'all played.
I just think we need to put some respect on
against
Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler's been hooping since he was.
Yes, he
Jimmy's a
has.
dog.
Facts.
I don't get it.
PG Junebug.
To a different man, especially when it's clutch.
Jimmy's better than Paul George.
That's not even a debate, is it?
Chill
That's
out.
not even a debate.
According to some people,
The hezzy team community.
some people, not you,
Jimmy
not you, bro.
better
The
than
one with no
George.
camera.
We're talking all timer this year.
Either
All time
one.
and this year.
Either one.
Jimmy Butler's just better.
Pick one.
I'm taking Indiana, Paul George over all of them, bro.
Indiana Paul George isn't even the best.
It's not the best Paul George.
No, I liked him in Indiana.
Indiana Paul George is the worst Paul
OKC,
George.
I think OKC Paul George is the best Paul George.
Okay, Paul George is for sure the best Paul George. For sure.
And the Clippers one is better than the Pacers one.
But Jimmy Butler's just better.
Talking about
Jimmy in Miami is better than all the Paul Georges.
Hezzy tween community just don't like Jimmy Butler because
they hate him.
He ain't got hezzy tween.
No,
but
he got a little bit. Jimmy's game is underrated.
In Chicago,
Jimmy had that mid-range was crazy.
Mars, so all the cats that choose vanity over production, that's the hezzy tween community.
Yes.
Yeah, that hezzy tween.
Oh, okay. I like that.
I'm semi part of
it. Yeah, Dub is semi hezzy tween, but Jimmy Butler's his exception.
Jimmy's my guy, bro. He's a dog.
Dub hates watching Jimmy play though.
Like Jimmy Butler's just really good at basketball.
So that's how you know. That's how you know I'm really because I don't like watching Jimmy Butler play at all.
Hates it.
You don't like watching Julius Randle
like
play.
That's my guy though. You feel me? It's like
nobody likes watching Julius Randle play.
He be cooking, bro. Y'all don't watch.
I'm just watching him play.
Stop Julius Randle.
Y'all stop watching Julius Randle.
I be watching
that guy.
I be watching Jimmy.
I watched that Timberwolves game. That was the nastiest 50 piece I've seen all year.
What he did against the Heat?
I be watching Jimmy, but I'm like
that nasty ass game winner.
Shit, bro.
What? Drop the ball like
Again,
4
what
times.
is he game winner? He got a step back. He said the ugliest bag.
He dropped the ball 4 times and he gets a double bang from Mike Green, man. That's crazy.
He got the double bang?
It was crazy. Ridiculous.
No way. Melo ain't get the double bang. He gave it to Julius. All right.
No, still first round upsets. I'm taking the Celtics and I'm taking
whatever Philly plays, honestly.
I'm taking the Nuggets.
Unless it's Brooklyn.
Philly can lose.
Philly's folding. Philly's folding.
I don't see Philly losing.
James Harden's getting in the playoff mode already.
I feel like Embiid got
to give us 30 a game and we might fuck around.
Brooklyn's not moving me.
No, that defense is
sure.
If they
even Toronto,
can shoot more consistently, I like Brooklyn. Their defense is tough, bro. They be like
Brooklyn's defense is what?
It's tough.
Their offense.
No, it's not.
Watch the games, bro.
You don't watch the games.
You
don't watch the games. You spend your time making fucking profile pictures of everybody up here. You don't watch the games.
Brooklyn's defense is
bro. And stop sleeping. You can't just keep watching the same old people, your same 2-3 teams, and then try to tell me about a team that I consistently watch, bro.
You don't watch everybody.
I watch everybody.
No, you don't,
bro.
We're capping now.
Oh, okay.
Liar. Bro, you're a liar.
I have a website I can give y'all. Y'all can watch any game y'all want to, bro. Y'all can do the same.
I got Stream East. I don't need your website. You don't watch the games.
You need to do the same research, Jordan. We know that you got to work. You got a 9 to 5, but you can watch more than the same 2-3 teams play and then come back and tell me about how they do.
You watch Jordan Poole shoot transition threes for a living. I'm not trying to hear what you're talking about.
I don't watch the Warriors, bro. Even though Jordan Poole do piss me off.
You don't watch your favorite team?
He's not doing no transition threes. I say I don't watch just the Warriors, man. Take the hoodie off and listen to me well, bro. I don't watch just.
You're cooked. That's crazy.
Says the.
Damn,
yep.
You got to be out on a cold cooking session. That's crazy, bro.
Facts. I'm fried.
Appreciate the time y'all spent though, bro. For real.
I do have a question though.
What's up?
How many passes do y'all think MPJ averages a game?
Passes.
None.
If we're realistic,
5.
Okay, does it
None.
count as a pass if he was trying to shoot, but then someone came and tried to double team him? Are
No.
you giving him credit for that?
Oh, that
No.
doesn't count.
Like
None.
Mars
four
always
passes.
uses that for
Do
playing.
inbound passes count?
Yeah, their gravity when they're able to be double team and pass the ball out, that makes them a better playmaker. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, like 4 passes a game.
Do inbound passes count?
There was a stretch where MPJ went like it was like 5 games. He was averaging like 2 assists a game. It was crazy.
God bless him, bro. Y'all be easy though, bro.
All right. Peace up.
All right, Dev. Appreciate you. I'm a dip too.
Love you, bro.
All right, good
Appreciate
looking,
you.
y'all.
Appreciate you. Shout out to MPJ, man.
Yeah.
Allergic to passing the ball.
I wonder if there's a stat. I wanted to see if that's a stat.
I'll look it up. I'm the stat guy. Don't worry.
Yeah, you are. Why is defense an issue with Dallas and not sack? Is it the lack of leadership with Luka? I just think their offense just runs better than Sacramento. I mean, than the Dallas Mavericks. So they push the pace, they perform at a high level, and then they actually have like some guys where they could make some key stops, where the Dallas Mavericks really don't have that. So, do you have something to say to that, Mars, or are you still looking that up?
I'm still looking it up, but Sacramento just have better defensive pieces than Dallas.
Yeah. So we agree. If LeBron and KD switch career star teammates, who would be more accomplished or have a better career?
LeBron.
No, I'm not even going to lie. I think the same thing happens.
I mean, you put LeBron on that Golden State team, they rattle off 3 straight.
I mean, KD was going with 3 straight too, but then he got hurt.
Yeah,
So,
but LeBron
I mean,
doesn't. LeBron was hurt in 2019 though.
he was. So they don't win in 2019. They go back to back. They go back to back easy, 100%.
But LeBron did come
2013.
back healthy that season though, so you're probably there for the playoffs.
Oh, you're right.
Okay, they rattle off 3 straight in Golden State
Because of health.
in Brooklyn. The first year, okay, LeBron's there in 2020, but
They
Kyrie
lose in
isn't.
2021.
But
They lose in
Kyrie isn't there, so they lose. And then 2021, they lose again. And then this year he leaves, he goes to Phoenix. No, 2022 they lost to Boston. I don't think LeBron loses to Boston.
I don't think they lose to Boston. I don't think they win a chip though.
Yeah, but so you got Boston, then Milwaukee with no Chris Middleton. They probably beat them. Conference finals was who? Miami.
A conference final with Miami, yeah, and Boston.
But at that point, he's without Kyrie.
But is he beating the Warriors?
I know Kyrie. I don't know. I don't think LeBron wins with Russell Westbrook though. Like the whole OKC time, I don't think LeBron can win with Russell Westbrook.
I don't think so either. So the whole time with Russ, LeBron is not winning that whole time with Russ. He might not even go to the finals, but even if he does, and we're switching them, KD with D-Wade and them boys, I think they beat them. So LeBron really, because of health, he wins 3 straight with the Golden State Warriors, and then doesn't win any other ring outside of that.
And KD, I'd say KD wins 2011 against Dallas.
He wins 2011, 2012, 2013. He may still lose in 2014.
I don't know if he wins 2013.
LeBron had
that Spurs team was tough, and I know they won like barely, but LeBron also wasn't fantastic in that series. But I don't know, D-Wade was starting to fall off. KD lacking playmaking at that time. I think he wins 2011 and 2012 guaranteed.
Okay.
2013 and 14, I'm not sure. Then he goes back to Cleveland. 2015 they lose because no Kyrie, Kevin Love. 2016 I think they lose again because I don't. And then 2017 LeBron is on Golden State at that point, so he loses. I think he has 2, and LeBron has 3. Because I don't think he wins. Does he win in the
2020?
bubble?
I think he wins in the bubble too. I really do think they, because like I said, facing Miami they were hurt. Facing Dame in Portland, then facing James Harden in the Rockets. I think KD with AD, they win in 2020, they win in 2011, they win in 2012. I would give it to KD in 2013, but if we're not going to do that, that's fine. But even
so
then,
it's 3-3.
It's 3-3. And I don't even know if LeBron makes it to the finals with Russ and them boys.
And I don't know why someone just said I'm just trying. I mean, first of all, this is a hypothetical we can never prove. So if you think I'm wrong, you think I'm wrong. But there's literally no way for anyone to prove this. I'm just saying what I think would happen in this real crazy hypothetical situation. So shut up. KD was hurt in the bubble. We're cooked. He had a torn Achilles.
True.
Yep, 3-2 to LeBron. There we go.
3-2. Even then, it's still like the bar's not far from each other. So that just in my head, bro. That's why I said this whole ring logic and ring talks is so stupid in my opinion. Because it's like, look, we got LeBron James and Kevin Durant, and people think there's a crazy gap between the two. But if LeBron was in KD's shoes, he's only winning 3 rings. And then if Kevin Durant is in LeBron's shoes, they win 2, maybe 3.
I can't find MPJ. I can't find passing stats for MPJ. Oh, no. Wait, hold on.
You found it.
Oh, I thought I did. Okay. He passes it to Jokic 6 times a game.
Everybody does, though. That don't count.
So, okay. Of guys who are like regulars in the rotation, it's 1.6 to KCP, 1.8 to Aaron Gordon, 3 to Bruce Brown, 5 to Jamal Murray, and 6 to Jokic. So that's about, 14 passes a game?
Still not great.
Yeah, 14 passes a game.
And you're playing starting minutes. So, yeah, this goes, actually, I'm glad that person asked the question because I never thought about that. That goes to show me that if LeBron went through Kevin Durant's route for his career, the same narrative would be spun on LeBron James. He couldn't get anything.
Russell Westbrook, and then he only won with Steph Curry.
He could only have won with Stephen Curry. He couldn't win on OKC. He couldn't win on anybody else besides that Golden State Warriors unit. So a guy who's as great as LeBron James, even he would have the same narrative about him if he was in Kevin Durant's shoes, which is crazy to me.
That's going to be an interesting TikTok clip because they're going to talk about the super teams KD's had.
I know. I can't wait to make it. That's why I just repeated myself right now so I could just end it off.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
W clip.
Hey fellas, how are y'all?
What's good?
We're good, man. We're good.
Yo,
Yes. We hear you guys. Best spot up shooter in the league. Klay Thompson.
Is that someone who only spots up or just who I want?
Dylan Brooks.
Who you want to spot up? Who you want to spot up, Lars?
Steph Curry.
I'm
taking Steph Curry to shoot over anyone. So
okay, that's cool. I'm picking Klay though. I'm not gonna lie, I'm picking Klay.
Honestly, if you look at Steph's spot up numbers, they're probably not that far off from Klay's.
I don't disagree.
I mean, Klay mainly spots up.
Okay, so we're talking about like literally just stand on like the wing and wait, not just catch and shoot, right? Because that's not spotting up. Stand still, catch and shoot, right?
Yeah, no, I get you.
Because Klay and Curry moves.
Like
Klay gets a lot more spot ups than. Let's look at the stats and see who the best spot up player in the league.
God damn,
it's got to be Luke Kennard, probably.
Let's look at the stats.
Luke Kennard as the best.
Desmond Bain.
In terms of percentage, I think, or one of the
I think Luke Kennard could possibly be over Bane, but Bane could be up there.
Of people who have more than 2 spot ups a game, like 2 a game. I mean, KD and Phoenix is only 6 games, so that doesn't really count. Josh Hart in 22 games for the Knicks has an effective field goal percentage of 76.9%. Luke Kennard since joining Memphis is 73.8%. KD in Brooklyn as a spot up was 71.2% EFG. Wow. But I think the answer is Luke Kennard. Like based on the numbers, I think it's Luke Kennard.
I know ball, man.
Who would you pick? Would you pick Klay or Luke?
I'm taking Klay. I'm taking Klay over Luke Kennard. I'm taking Steph Curry over all these guys, but Steph Curry hasn't appeared on the list. He's only at 64.3% EFG. Not that guy.
What's Luke Kennard's volume?
I'm picking Klay, bro.
Luke Kennard in Memphis 2.9 possessions a game. On the Clippers it was 2.4, so around 2.5 a game, and it's like 70% EFG. So
Luke Kennard also doesn't take the shots Klay takes. Like Clay takes tougher shots.
That's on Clay though. Clay be pulling up some bullshit. Oh wait, no,
He
this is
do.
only spot up.
I
My
don't know
bad.
why the Clippers traded him.
Clay hasn't even appeared on the list.
That's crazy.
Is Tyler Hero on that list?
I wonder how many threes Clay has taken this year.
I think he leads the league in attempts.
Yeah,
Clay
because I know
like that?
he's
But
been jacking, bro.
But he shoots pretty good from the 3-pointer steal though.
Facts.
He's around his
10.1
average.
on like 40.
Clay's effective field goal percentage on spot ups is 58.6.
Is Buddy Hield on that list?
Buddy Hield
Trey Murphy.
62.5. Just keep naming players and I'll just keep telling you.
Trey Murphy.
Trey Murphy 58.1.
Oh, I got Jabari Smith for 4 games.
Oh my god. Jabari Smith 47.2.
This man Klay Thompson has shot over.
Ooh, Isaiah Joe is a good one.
This man's shot has over 700 threes.
58.1 for Isaiah Joe. Joel Embiid is at 60.3.
What about
MPJ?
Oh yeah, I just saw him. MPJ 63.5.
Speaking about MPJ's contract is always crazy to me that he got that much money with that back.
Utah Watanabe 64.4.
Potential sales, man. Potential sales.
Austin Reeves is 58.5.
Austin Reeves, the goal.
Corey Kispert 64.2. So,
Austin Reeves really doing a lot, man.
KD is the most efficient spot up shooter in the game, based on this.
Oh, KD. There we go. KD's not a bad one. I'll go with that. The numbers support it.
His EFG is 88.1 on spot up since he's joined.
88.1. God, damn.
It's only a 6-game sample, but yeah, 88.1.
That's enough for me, man.
KD's the Thierry Henry of basketball.
Just go beyond the 6 games though. Like as all-time shooters, would KD be number one when it comes? Besides, behind Stephen Curry. But like just in general, one of the most efficient shooters ever.
He's one of. I wouldn't put him in. I think last time I made a list, I had him like 5th or like joint 5th with Larry Bird. I think
he's a better shooter than Larry Bird.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue too much.
What about Steve Nash?
I have Steve Nash at number 4 or 3.
Where does Larry Bird rank as a shooter?
Like 5 or 6 for me.
Is he over Dirk?
Yes.
Larry Bird's over Dirk?
Larry
Bird's shooter?
I have Larry Bird. I have Dirk at like 7. But I think if I didn't like era tax or adjust for era, I think Dirk would be over him. But I think Larry Bird was so transcendent for his era in terms of how good of a shooter he was. I kind of bump him up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like if you just put them both like at the same time shooting, Dirk might be better, but Larry Bird was so like ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was
so much better than the rest of the
10.
league. Yeah, he was so much better than the rest of the league that I have him higher.
I got you.
So is Ray Allen like 2 or 3?
I got Steph, Ray, Reggie, Nash, and then KD and Bird is that 5th spot, and then Dirk is like 7.
Klay Thompson's not a part of this list at all.
No,
is Kobe better than Klay?
Wait, this is shooting. Okay, so not 3-point shooting, but jump shooting.
Peja Stojakovic?
Better than Klay?
Yeah.
No, I got Mark Price better than Klay.
Mark Price is better than 3-point shooter. I mean, not 3-point shooter.
Mark Price is a better shooter than Klay to me.
Where do you rank Klay Thompson?
He's like top 15.
Just a shooter though.
He might be top 10. I don't know, but I've like.
Is Dame over him?
Dame over Klay.
Dame.
I would say so.
He might be. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But they're both in that top 15 range.
Kyrie?
He also takes way too
Kyrie's up there to me.
Kyrie's probably also in that top 15 range.
Is he better than Klay?
I'd say Kyrie's better than Klay.
I don't know. I'd have to really think about it because right now this is off the top. I'd probably favor Kyrie.
I think Kyrie's mid-range shooting is way better than Klay's.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But I think
I also factor in free throw shooting when I'm.
That's what I'm saying. Because and I think Kyrie shoots.
Really?
I think Kyrie's a better
shooting
free
and shooting, and free throw shooting matters.
I
You're
think
one of the few people that said.
if
I swear to God, Mars, you're like one of the only people that I've ever heard do that ever in my life.
Like for example, like this is just an
Having
example.
free
He's not in
throws.
the like that's shooting the
That's
ball.
so
Like,
crazy. to me.
that's shooting the ball, and it's the only like free
They,
throw
they
shooting
always
doesn't
do
change
use
across
that
the
as
era.
part of
I
the
think
metric for
Free throw
shooting.
shooting is like the only thing that doesn't change. It's the same throughout all of history. It's free throw shooting. It's the same for everyone. I think that
Mars,
tells you
on
a lot
that
about a
point,
shooter.
on that
Nah,
point,
bro. I've never heard anybody. I've never heard
true
anybody
shooting,
rank
though.
players or. Yeah, that's why I hate true shooting.
So wait, so you don't consider free throw shooting as a part of a player's shooting ability?
No, I just don't.
Interesting.
Because free throws, like it's like what it's a free throw. Like
Like
you get
I
rewarded
think
for it.
a really strong I think
I
a
mean,
really
if that's
strong
the case,
argument for
everybody should
why
make them.
I think a
It's
really strong
literally
argument
called
for why
a
LeBron.
free
I
throw.
mean,
So
it's
it's
Yeah, and
rare
if
to
you
have
can't
a
make it,
great
you're not a good
shooter.
shooter. If you can't
Yeah.
make
Yeah,
it,
it's
you're not a
rare
good
to have a
shooter.
great
Yeah, it's a
shooter
free
and
shot.
not a great free
LeBron
throw
James,
shooter.
like a big reason why I think LeBron is a worse shooter than Kobe is he's really bad at free throws. The
you
mid-range game isn't good. Like his free
Dub,
throw
And he's
is
just a flat
Dub,
out worse shooter.
you can't name
yeah,
me a
he is.
top
But
five.
I
Dub,
think
you can't name me a top 5 shooter in the league that's not a good free throw shooter.
was Steve Novak a good free throw shooter?
I
He
assume so. He
didn't
just never
shoot
got to
free
the
throws.
line a lot. He never got to the line a lot because he was living at the 3-point line. But when he got there, I'm assuming he was making it.
Let me check.
For his
I would
career,
say like it's.
he's 87%, but he took one every 5 games.
I
Nah,
would
I'm
say
just
Clay's like
saying.
the
I'm
most
just saying.
shaky.
I'm just saying. Like when I'm ranking players and everything, it's
Like,
like.
yeah, Luka Doncic is another one. He's not a good free throw shooter. I don't consider him a
But
great
he's
shooter.
not a great shooter, yeah.
Yeah, I
But
don't.
he's not a great 3-point shooter though. So it's like if
Yeah,
he was a
well,
good
he's
shooter,
not, but
if he was a
He's a
good
good,
shooter,
he's a
right?
use
great
some.
scorer. He's
Okay,
a good shooter.
Lonzo Ball is someone. I don't consider him an elite shooter because he's not great at free throws.
I don't get that. I mean, I get it, but then I don't get it because in my head it's like, all right,
Have there ever been a
if
guy
a
that
guy,
was shooting
It's
40?
about getting to the.
I
It's
get it,
about
I get it
getting
that
to
there
the
hasn't
line,
been a
how much
guy,
you get to the line.
it hasn't been a guy where they've been to the free throw line, like the free throw percentage isn't that high up. But if a dude is like 40% from 3, and then he's a good mid range shooter too. But he's like an 80% free throw shooter. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, but I'm not saying anything about 80%. I'm saying bad free throw shooter. And
Bad.
the people in the chat, I'm not saying free throws matter more than everything. I'm saying I count it. It matters to me. It's a part of the equation. I'm not saying free
Really?
throws.
No, Mars. I agree with you, Mars. I
So
agree with Mars.
so you'll hold
I hate
somebody
it.
higher up if they're shooting a higher free throw percentage.
Well, I will if I think you guys are equal in terms of 3-point shooting ability, equal in terms of mid-range shooting ability, and one's a clearly better free throw shooter, you're a better shooter to me. Or if one is slightly better from 3, like let's say one's 42% from 3, one's 40% from 3. The other guy, you're both basically equal from mid-range, and one shoots 92% from free throw, and one shoots 80%. I think you're a better shooter.
Yeah, I don't
Mars,
care
use
about that. I'm not
use
gonna lie.
Andrew Wiggins. Didn't he have like a?
Yeah,
was
Andrew Wiggins
shooting
can't make
different-
free throws. Andrew Wiggins, and he's not a great shooter to me. But
Yeah,
I think Lonzo Ball was like Lonzo Ball's a good one. He shot like 40%.
He doesn't
from
shoot the
free.
mid range either, though.
Yeah, he shot like
The thing
40%
is-
from free
the
loss.
thing
He's like
is,
a
like,
75%
You're
free throw shot.
you're literally like the first person I've ever heard bring shooting into this equation. Like you're the first person.
I thought it was pretty common that
No,
free throw
yeah,
shooting
yeah.
is part of shooting.
It's a
Yeah,
part
they
of
usually say
it's a part
they
of
usually
shooting,
say-
but
That's what I'm saying. So it's part of it. It's not the whole equation.
In
It's
terms of
part
rank,
it.
in terms of ranking players and everything, like nobody's like, at least from my recollection, bro, nobody's like, yeah, Steve Nash is such a better shooter than this guy because of his free throws. No,
I can't think of any all-time great shooter who's below like 87% from the free throw line.
Yeah, it's usually just a given that you're good at free throws.
Yeah,
if you're
so
in
it's usually just like a prerequisite. Like most of them are just that good. And if you can name one who wasn't elite from the free throw line, I'll listen, but I'm yet to hear one. Dirk Nowitzki was 90%. Larry Bird.
yeah,
90%.
that's why I said like
KD's like 8-90%.
that's why I said nobody
I
really
would
talks
say-
about that because a lot of great shooters
Exactly.
they're
That's my
automatically.
point. But it's still.
I just
like, to
don't
me, it's
use
still
that as a
part.
point. I just don't
So-
use that as a
so
point.
Mars,
I've never heard
most of
people
them,
use that as a
most of
point.
them are
Mars-
great. But if one of them
Mars-
was bad, I guarantee it'd be a point.
Okay, so Mars, how much would you weigh the free throws if you had to like put percentages on 3-pointer, mid range, and then free throws? Like where would like the pie slice? Like how big is that pie with free throw shooting?
Okay, so for 3-point shooting would be like 45%.
Yeah.
Mid range would
I
be
hope
like
everybody knows nobody's arguing up here. Like we're just talking.
mid range shooting would be like 40%, and then like 15% would be like free throws.
Okay, you see, I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. I think Steve Nash should be like top 3 shooter of all time. I was just watching some Steve Nash. I know everybody talks about like how Larry Bird averages basically a 50, 40, 90 for his career. That argument works against Steve Nash better than anybody because he was like 40-something% from the 48% from the field, 40 from the 3-pointer, and 90-something from the free throw. And it's like the only reason why we didn't see Steve Nash is as much as like why he didn't flourish as a shooter is just because of his volume.
Steve Nash time in Phoenix, he was 50-40-90. I hate 50-40-90 as like a measuring stick, but his time in Phoenix, the second time, his time in Phoenix was 50-40-90 just if you average it out for the whole time.
Is Steve Nash top 5 for you?
Yes.
Who's he over?
KD and Bird.
Perfect.
Oh no.
So he's top 3.
No,
Who's
top
wait?
4.
Yeah, he's 4th.
Who's over? Who's the third then?
I think
Reggie.
KD's
I
a
got
better
Reggie at
shooter,
number 3.
honestly.
I wouldn't argue against KD because KD and Bird is tough for me because KD like might be the best mid-range shooter of all time.
Yeah.
So
Plus the difficulty of the shots he takes is just.
So you got Nash over Clay too. That's crazy.
Oh, Nash over Clay, I don't think it's close.
Yeah.
Respectfully, I don't think it's
No,
close.
yeah.
But yeah, I just that was interesting. I thought most people just maybe I thought even subconsciously I thought people just valued free throws when they talk about shooting.
Nah, nobody. Not a lot of people I talk to bring that up at all.
Yeah, because I don't think it's something people bring up, but I think like subconsciously, like when they're talking about shooting, like I think if you talk to someone about like LeBron James' shooting ability, I think subconsciously they think about free throws.
Nah, they think about the mid range, the inconsistency, and the threes more, and then they'll bring up the free throw shooting maybe like every now and then. But I don't hear a lot of people bring that up.
I hear people.
I think it just ties in. He's not a good free throw shooter.
When people
he's not a good
compare
mid-range.
compare Kobe Bryant and LeBron James shooting ability,
I hate it.
How many
I
times
hate
do
it.
people bring up free throw shooting though? I don't hear a lot of
How
people
many times do they bring up how they're
People that
guarded?
really want to be nasty, I guess.
Like
Yeah,
people,
I hate when
people
do that
don't bring
based
up
off
a lot of
percentage.
people don't bring up free throw shooting comparing Kobe and then Kobe to like LeBron shooting.
I
ability.
do.
I've heard free throw percentage bring up like LeBron and Jordan.
Because I think free throws throughout history, like going back to George Michael, it's been the same throughout all of history. It's like the one objective way to measure how good someone is at shooting. Back in the day, there was no 3-point line. There was no percentages on mid-range. We could see how good of a free throw shooter people were. It was something that it hasn't changed the whole time. You can look at Oscar Robertson's free throw percentage, and you can look at Steph Curry's free throw percentage, and you can see how good of free throw shooters they were. That, like, for me, it's just something that I think it always matters when you're talking about someone's shooting ability.
For sure, I think.
I don't think you should even need free throw percentage for something like Kobe and LeBron.
Yeah,
I think you can just
it's
watch
pretty
them
over.
and
Yeah,
tell
I
one
agree.
is being guarded way more on the 3-point line.
Yeah, that shit don't matter to me.
Yeah, that's why I think pure percentages when it comes to shooting is kind of disingenuous because it just doesn't pay attention to how those shots are generated, the difficulty of those shots, and the overall skill it takes to be able to make and take the shots that are being taken.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
ask Miami Heat fans, Tyler Herro's a bad shooter. So I've heard.
Like Isaac Okoro is 36% from free, but when he's being left wide open in the corner, 36% isn't that good compared to Trae Young, who's like 34%, but he's taking a much higher degree of difficulty and people are actually guarding him from there. It doesn't mean that Isaac Okoro is a better shooter than Trae Young. I know the volume is different, but it's just a point being made. That's it.
Yeah.
Yo, Mars and Dub, I wanted to hear what's you guys' top 5 defenders of all time. Oh, just defenders. It could be big man, wings. It don't matter.
Bill Russell, Hakeem, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett.
All right, that's 4 bigs. You gotta give me one wing there.
Scotty.
Oh, then the wing would probably be Kawhi or Scotty, but neither of them are my top 5. But it would be one of those two.
I got Hakeem, Kareem. No, shit, my bad.
Yeah, I was going to say
Hakeem, KG, Scotty, Dennis Rodman.
No Bill Russell?
Yeah, he's not doing that.
I fucking play on Dennis. I'll put Dennis Rodman. And then in the 5th spot,
Dennis Rodman over Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
Wait, Mars, you didn't even say Dennis Rodman.
Well, you asked me to name a wing.
Okay, wait. Would Dennis Rodman have been that 5th guy?
No, but you asked me to name a wing.
So, wait.
I mean, who would have been the fifth guy if he didn't say wing?
I was thinking Wilt Chamberlain, Nate Furman.
Wow. Okay.
I was thinking,
All the shit you talk about on Wilt Chamberlain, you put him over Dennis Rodman on defense.
offensively, I talk about Wilt Chamberlain. Defensively, I think he's underrated. I've actually said that many times. I think defensively he gets underrated because people look at the numbers, but offensively he was overrated. Defensively, I think I don't know if he's top 5. He might be, but I for sure think he's top 10. And yes, I did say Tim Duncan. Corey, I did.
Quick question: who do you guys think would be better together, KG and Jokic, or KG and Luka?
Jokic.
KG
and Luka.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. KG and Jokic would be crazy together.
I'm mad that Bob left. I had smoke for him about Luka. Keep saying that he needed to get traded.
He can come to Miami. Come to Miami. We'll give you Bam and
I don't
Bron.
think Luka is the problem. I think they just need defense. I don't think it's not Kyrie or Luka. I think it's just defense.
First step, fire Jason
and rebounding.
KG, I want
KG and Jokic never lose a playoff series. Just so you know.
KG and Jokic, especially in today's era, you got a guy where I think KG's one of the few guys who could really guard 1 through 5. So if he's able to do that, taking the defensive pressure off of Jokic, he's playing the 4. He could play off of Jokic as well. He's going to be the number 2. He has good scoring ability. He could play make as well. And then they'll be able to dominate. Then they'll be able. You can't double team them. Even then, they're so big and so strong. They'll be able to bully ball literally everybody, control the pace. I mean, they'll destroy people.
Gabe is spitting right now. This is facts. I was gonna say he is Vanderbilt, but a million times better at everything.
Yes.
That's exactly what he would be. KG would be Vanderbilt. What Vanderbilt was for Karl Anthony Towns last year defensively, if he was watching the Timberwolves, that's what KG would do times a million. For you, while also being much better offensive, it would be ridiculous.
Hey, if you want to be real nasty, I think KG may add that 3-point shot in this era too, man. I mean,
he would.
He would. He already had like the 18 to 20 game.
Vando's starting to hit it too.
He was attempting some threes. back in his day.
He was popping some of those threes, man.
So I think he'll be shooting threes in this. Yo, KG and Jokic would be crazy together.
Especially if you just surround them with some 3-and-D guys like the other 3.
They'll be what AD and Boogie should have been.
I don't think KG is the GOAT, but KG is
way better.
I mean, KG does get underrated because most people only remember him from his Boston days. Like that's when
even his Boston days, he was elite before.
But he was better on the Timberwolves, way better.
Oh, yeah,
because they focused more on the fact that he failed. He lost a lot in the playoffs.
And then he had that 3-year stretch where he missed the playoffs each time, which was kind of
you do have people who say Paul Pierce was better than him on that team. Some people.
Oh no, Matt. I'm sorry. I love Boogie. Boogie is not better than Jokic. He's not.
That's nostalgia talking. The people who say stuff like Boogie would be the best big in the league is purely nostalgia.
That's that John Wall would be the best.
He'll be in it. I think he'll be in the combo though. I think he'll be in the combo.
He'd be in the tier 2. But the issue with
tier 2, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, because Jokic and Embiid are their own tier. DeMarcus Cousins is not in their tier, so he'd be in tier 2.
We throwing out Wood.
He's not as good a defender.
Players who get their primes stopped by injuries often get overrated when you.
I'm not. No,
Derek Rose.
No, don't do it, Mars. Don't do it. Don't do it.
DeMarcus Cousins.
Let him say. Wait. I need him to finish his take, please. Go ahead, Mars. Repeat everything you just said.
Derek Rose gets overrated slightly.
No, Mars. Repeat from the beginning about injured players. Go ahead.
Players who gets their primes cut short by injuries often get overrated when people look back on them. And Derrick Rose is one. I think he's slightly overrated when you compare him to today's game. People said he would have been like a top 10 point guard of all time, or he'd be like the best point guard in the league today. No, he wouldn't. He'd be a very good point guard.
Wow.
He'd be undoubtedly top 5 point guard in today's game, but he wouldn't be the best.
What about T-Man? Hold
on. Go and then talk about Boogie too.
DeMarcus Cousins is someone who people often tend to overrate. He would not.
I don't even care about Boogie.
He would not be the best. He would not be the best big in today's game. He's not close to Jokic or Embiid. He's not close to either one of them.
You my guy, Mars. You said this
what did I say? What did I say? That was wrong?
Bro. I need you muted for a second. Go ahead, Mars.
Are you trying to get me this for the TikTok clip?
Yes.
Okay, I'll say it through one more time. Players whose primes got cut short due to injuries often get overrated when people bring them up and talk about them now. Derrick Rose is someone who gets overrated slightly because people say he'd be one of the best point guard in today's game and a top 10 point guard of all time. Highly doubt either of those things are true. Highly doubt it. DeMarcus Cousins is another one. People say he'd be the best big in today's league. No, he's not in the same caliber of Jokic or Embiid. He's not close to either one of them. He's just substantially worse. But when you get your prime cut off due to injuries, people have these rose-tinted glasses for you, and they end up tending to overrate. So it's not a knock on them. It's just that's what happens.
And respectfully,
Thank you,
respectfully, Mars, I never disagreed with somebody ever more in my life than that take right there. That is the most disrespectful take I ever heard.
So talk to me about Derrick Rose. Talk to me about Derrick Rose and tell me why he'd be the best point guard in today's game.
I'm not. Wait, no. Don't, wait, Mars. Come on, calm down, Mars.
You even got Showtime going crazy, man.
No, Mars, because you said I didn't say he would be the best point guard in today's
then
game.
it doesn't apply to you. So what are you complaining about?
You just said he wouldn't be a top 10 point guard of all time. I think that's false. I think he would. If you just look at the trajectory that he was on,
That's a fake Showtime, though.
He was on the trajectory of being at least a top 10 point guard of all time.
Okay, and I said
He would have been better than Russ,
he might
basically.
Who are the top 10 point guards of all time to you?
Just use your 10.
So if I give me 10, okay, Steph Curry, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, John Stockton, Chris Paul, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Oscar Robertson. How many is that? 8?
8, yep.
Yeah, Derrick Rose. If Derrick Rose never got injured, he would be put in that list. But
well, he's not better than Russell Westbrook, so that's 9. So
Russell Westbrook is definitely Westbrook's in there.
So at best he's 10th.
9.
Okay, that's fine.
No,
All
wait,
cool.
no,
I'm
wait,
not arguing.
wait, Mars,
I'm not arguing about one sport.
Mars, wait.
Damian
If he
Lillard
never got injured, he would have been better than Russell Westbrook and Oscar Robertson.
Yeah, I disagree with you.
How's he better than Oscar?
You're part of the people overrating him, so that's fine. Because I think at best he'd be 10th. I said I doubt he'd be 10th, but at best he'd be 10th.
So
you named 9 people. So for you, he'd be 10th, and then you lied about Russell Westbrook and Oscar Robertson.
So
that's
as a 20,
so you're part of the people overrating him. There we go. Let's move on.
Are we talking about his ceiling or is like where he was at his best?
Oh, so like I said, when people's primes get cut short due to
22 years
injury,
old,
they look
how
at them
many
at
guys
rose
you know
tinted
was
glasses.
playing that
Guess
good
what?
at 22
Now he's projecting Derrick Rose improving even more and getting to an even higher level. Rose tinted
He was
glasses.
only
Like I
22
said,
Mars.
he's doing exactly what I said, and then said he
Was
just
Derrick
what I
Rose
said.
on?
He was doing
exactly what I
player?
said. You're doing exactly what I said.
That is
and then
How many
disagreed with me.
Mars? How many all-time great players you know don't improve from year 3
That's
to their
fine.
prime?
I'm not arguing that. I'm saying you're doing exactly what I said, but you disagreed with me.
In
Okay.
his prime, was he an all-around great player?
Derrick Rose prime got cut short due to injuries, and people, when they look back on them, they end up overrating them and projecting them to be things they never showed to be. That's what
Mars,
you're doing.
Mars,
his prime
Mars,
wasn't a
Mars,
top 10 player.
I'll
so
calm
I don't
down
know
real
what
quick
you
for
just-
you. So,
I'm
Mars,
just saying,
let me
what
ask
I
you this
saw,
question,
there
Mars.
wasn't a top 10 point guard there.
Mars, let me ask you this question. At that age, how many players you in your basketball history knowledge or whatever you seen at 22 years was playing as good as Derrick Rose?
How old was John Morant last year?
I don't like that way of thinking.
John Morant was not better than Derrick Rose.
Wait, hold up. I don't like that way of
Yeah,
thinking.
no,
it was near that
because
level.
let's say
Okay,
Dwight Howard.
hold on. I never said DeMarcus Cousins wouldn't be a top big, Shad the God. I said he wouldn't be Jokic or Embiid. Like, please open your ears. Please open your ears. When I say things, you're just trying.
You can't.
Derrick
you
Rose
can't rank
never got
players
injured.
on
Please
what they
open your
were
ears,
at a certain
but
age.
Dave, Dale, I'll put this little hypothetical for you to try to create understanding of a better understanding what Mars is saying.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard, right? Let's say after Orlando, his career got cut short immediately. Like he didn't go to the Lakers or the Houston Rockets, his career got cut short. You know how many people would have been saying, man, this guy could have been a top 5 big all time. This guy could have been better than David Robinson and all these other guys if his career didn't cut short. But because he played, that never happened because he let us down.
Yeah,
He's just using that same way of thinking with Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I get you.
When players' primes get cut short due to injury, we only see their career going in the positive trajectory. The negative is never even a thought process. It's never possible that maybe Derrick Rose stagnates because in 2012, because Derrick Rose was healthy in 2012, he got hurt in the playoffs.
I'm just saying
There wasn't a clear evolution of Derrick Rose's game. He was pretty similar.
I honestly think Dwight Howard's a rare breed of like seeing an all-time player at a young age. Like, do you guys believe Luka's just going to like this is the best we're going to ever see of Luka, and he's just going to get worse from here?
I don't know. If I had to predict, I don't see Luka elevating much higher than this.
And so so you saying you don't see him. So what? I'm
I
trying
said,
to
I
figure
said,
out.
I said Boogie would be the third best big in the league. So yes, I agree. You should the good top 4. Well done. Once again, open your ears.
Wait, because I'm trying to get like a question that makes me understand where you guys coming from.
Well,
I get what you're saying with the Dwight Howard part. It's just that I feel like we've seen guys that when they are playing at an all-time great level at the age they're at. So, for example, the Michael Jordans, LeBron James, the Luka Doncic's, Dwight Howard's. I mean, Dwight Howard's a rare. Like I feel like Dwight Howard's. How many players we've seen been literally top 10, top 5 players at only their 3rd year in the league, and
Was
it's
Derrick Rose
not.
top 5?
no,
He was a top 10 player in the league at that time. You can't tell me that.
top 10 probably, top 5 no. And okay, I'll answer your question once again. Shad the God, tier 2 can still be top 4. I think Damian Lillard is probably tier 2
Oh
as a
my
point guard
god.
behind Steph and
Oh
Luka.
my god.
He's probably tier 2, but he's still the 3rd best point guard in the NBA. So tier 1 means there's an argument for him to be better than other people in that tier. There's
This man
no
is
argument
still
for
mad about
DeMarcus
DeMarcus Cousins. What's
because
going
this
on?
guy's chatting. There's no argument for DeMarcus Cousins to be over Embiid or Jokic, so therefore he'd be in
Like,
tier
bro.
2.
But you use cold though.
I think DeMarcus Cousins would be the only big in tier 2 if that helps. I don't think like Karl Anthony Towns would be.
It'll be a little bit more big man.
Yeah, he'll be over Brooks.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be in the same tier.
Respect Bam Adebayo.
But going back to
He'll be
Derek. Oh yeah, he's not better than Anthony Davis either. Going back to Derrick Rose, I think with Derrick Rose, I think the trajectory he was on, if he kept improving, was all-time high. Because when you're a young player, people just project that you're going to keep improving. The jump shot was going to come along. He's going to become a better defender, better playmaker. Cool. I'm saying I don't believe. I watched in 2012 Derrick Rose. There wasn't much of a jump. Yes, he was still young. He was pretty much the same guy. The jump shot still wasn't great. He still wasn't a fantastic playmaker, and the defense was just bad. So I just think when we project guys like that, we only see it in a positive light. They can only improve. When I think some players can just stagnate, and I think Derrick Rose was in the process of stagnation. I think he could have been the 10th greatest point guard of all time. You listed 9 guys who I think would definitively be over him. At 10th is the best option because you got Gary Payton would be in that conversation.
No.
I think Walt Frazier's top 10. I don't think he'd be better than Walt Frazier. So for me, he wouldn't be top 10, but I understand at best he could be 10th. I just don't think he'd be.
Also, Derrick Rose
He'll be
admitted
top
that the
75.
injuries helped
He'll
him
be top
develop his
75.
other stuff.
Yeah, he probably would have made top 75. And yes, Boogie was a top 2 center in the league in his prime. Yes.
Okay.
Wait, he wasn't one.
No, he was. No, someone asked was he top 2, so I just said yes. He was. He was the best center in the league. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So by 2012, he was what, a 2-3-time All-Star?
Yeah, 3-time All-Star, I think.
Okay, so we're projecting he doesn't get hurt in the playoffs. So I guess till like 2020, he'll probably be like what, 5, 6 more All-Stars? Maybe like a couple All-NBAs.
Who you talking about?
Who? Derrick Rose?
Yeah.
Derrick Rose. I'm not.
And he's in the East, so of course in the East
Mars,
he's gonna make
Mars
the All-Star game.
I'm kind of with Mars on this though. Derrick Rose, even though he was so great in the beginning of his career, like that could have been his peak. Like that could have been the best version of him, and then he would have been the same guy for his whole entire career, right? Like it just happens. I mean, even though people, oh yeah, the jump shot would have gotten there. There's a lot of guys who come up and the jump shot just doesn't.
Yeah, like we could have said. Like, imagine Russell Westbrook got hurt in like 2015. We just start projecting Russell Westbrook was going to get
Ben Simmons.
Projections for Russ would have been crazy.
Ben Simmons. People were projecting for Ben Simmons for so long, and he still couldn't figure that shit out.
Derrick Rose.
I mean, but they predicted that in college.
Derrick
saying
Rose,
that his attitude wasn't like his passion for the game wasn't there.
Derrick Rose admitted that he.
Imagine if Giannis is MVP in 2019, he just got hurt. You just start projecting Giannis was going to become an elite shooter because
yes, they would have. They would have.
Don't do those things. Right?
I'm not even saying that Derrick Rose would have probably been an elite shooter. I don't even think he would have been a good shooter. I'm just saying that I think I just look at it as him as a player. I don't think you could be that good at that age and not have that type of I mean, you got the big men like the guys like Dwight Howard, where they just so naturally gifted because of their size and how tall, how strong they is for their age, and how guess how they can bully guys in their rookie year. It just don't. I mean, he got too big headed real quick. I don't think Derrick Rose had that same type of attitude as a Dwight Howard. Where
someone in the chat just said Derrick Rose was a better passer than Russ.
Wow, no. Derrick Rose,
and this is what I mean by overrating of Derrick Rose. This is what I mean.
Derrick Rose.
Overrated doesn't mean bad, but people do be overrating these people a lot.
Derrick Rose's most toxic trait was that jump pass he did. He would jump and get stuck. He would go to the lane, jump and get stuck in there.
I'm just all talking about hypotheticals and the projection of him actually still improving as a player. That's all I'm talking about.
I agree, and I think Derrick Rose, like, there was levels he could have got to beyond his MVP year. I still don't think that would have got him in the top 10 point guards of all time, but I think it's arguable. And people said, like, I've spoken to, I don't think you know how many people I've spoken to who said in today's game, they're like, from like Steph's MVP year onwards, Derrick Rose would still be the best point guard in the league. That's what people have genuinely.
Oh no, that's cap.
That's what I mean when I say he's overrated. I don't mean he's bad. Like, Derrick Rose was elite.
Those people are like dumb and like don't.
I agree. They are dumb.
They are talking crazy for no reason. Those are the people you don't listen to when they say crazy shit like that. That don't even make sense. Steph's one of like the best players of all time. But no, I was just saying that just a pure like trajectory. And Mars, I didn't like how you said you don't think Luka's going to get any better from now.
I said that much better. I said I don't think he's going to elevate that much more. I think he can get better. I think he needs to be more conditioned. I think he needs to get better without the ball and actually start moving without the ball. I think his shot selection needs to improve, and I do think he needs to become just an overall better shooter. But I do think, and defensively, you pray he gets better. So I do think there's ways for him to improve. I just don't see much more of an elevate. I don't think he's going to go from, like, say this is an 8. I don't think he's going to get to a 10. I think he's going to stay around pretty much where he is and not really improve.
I think Luka's going to get to a 10, bro. And I think if he gets the right pieces around him and hide, like, and he just gets, like, he don't have to be a good
his owner is?
Thomas Woods, if you really want to fight me because I said your take was terrible, you really need to seek some counseling.
No, bro.
Oh, Lord.
So JD, I'm not bringing up extreme takes to validate mine. I'm bringing up takes I've heard to explain why someone is overrated, because the people I've heard talk about Derrick Rose, they overrate him, and those are the things they say, so I call him overrated.
No. Speaking of overrated, I wanted to ask y'all, what do you think about the take that Kobe is a better shooting but less athletic version of MJ? Like, obviously, I think that's what you agree, right?
I heard recently that Kobe's the greatest ever.
Kobe, I think Kobe's the greatest basketball player. Well, not greatest, the best basketball player ever.
If you ask some people, he's more athletic and more skilled than MJ.
Yeah, no, I think he's more. I
wonder who.
No, I think he was a better shooter, a better ball handler. I think their defense was close. I think their playmaking's close. But I just think Kobe's a better player.
Playmaking, I don't think it's close. I think passing, I think Kobe might be a better passer than MJ. But I think I've said before, I think Kobe's more skilled than MJ. I think he's more skilled. But
so it's not ridiculous for somebody to say that Kobe's the best all time.
Yeah, but from a skill standpoint, no, it's not crazy to say Kobe's the most skilled player.
That's the case. Then if that's the case, you guys, Kyrie's has to be up there then.
Hey fellas, give me 1 second because I gotta get some new guys.
All right, hey, I'm gonna ask you this last question real quick then.
What's up?
For Dub and Mars, even the other guys on the panel right now. So if Victor doesn't get injured and he gets drafted by one of like the worst teams in the league, what do y'all predict his numbers are going to? What like y'all predict his season stats will be?
Wait, who?
For the first season or his career?
First season.
He joined the G League, so I don't even know.
He'll be 18. He'll be 7.
Wait, be quiet.
He asked me and Mars. He asked
17.
He said Dub and Mars. So
he said he'll average 17, 9 rebounds, two blocks, like 2 assists a game.
2 blocks, damn.
Shooting like 40, 46, 35, 80.
That's pretty good. Now, Dub, your turn.
I think he'll be a 22 to 23 guy.
Damn.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to get
2 blocks is crazy for a rookie.
If he goes to the Rockets,
I think he'll get 1. I don't think 2, maybe 1.5 blocks and 10 rebounds.
Okay,
if he goes to the Rockets,
you're gonna be surprised when it comes to those blocks.
What did Evan Mobley average in blocks?
Okay, now, so I was thinking, right? I think he's gonna be all third. I think he's gonna be all NBA third team.
Evan Mobley 1.7 blocks.
I think he goes to the Rockets.
Evan Mobley
who's going to the bench?
2 is not crazy.
Is it Jabari or is it Sengun?
Yeah.
Or you
Walker
moving to
can
bar
start.
2 or 3?
Wemby will play the 5, Sengun will be at the Wemby will play the 4, Sengun will be at the 5, Jabari will be at the 3, and then KPJ and Jalen Green will be the back.
I want people to understand the reason why I'm saying 20 because this league,
We-
this league
So-
this year was so crazy scoring wise. I expect a guy of his caliber to have 20 points off the gate. Like they're scoring at a crazy level this season, and I expect that to carry.
Oh
over.
yeah, because 20 points ain't the same as like 20 points 5.
20 points ain't the same no more. So 20 points is like it's gonna be like, all right, cool, he got 20 points. Like fuck it.
Yeah,
so,
I get that.
So yeah.
All right, Dev, I'll holler at you, man.
Y'all be
you as a
fellas.
Kobe fan, be prepared for them toxic Curry over Kobe debates
like
if
I
they
said,
win the
if
title.
Steph
I'm
wins,
saying,
those Curry
they
goes.
getting all healthy.
I
You know
respect
what's
people
going-
who play both.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
He's not wrong. The debates are gonna happen, though. If Steph wins another Finals MVP, that's gonna be 5 rings, 2 Finals MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs, unanimous MVP. Like people are gonna say it. Whether or not it's true or not is another story, but people are gonna say it.
You kicked that person?
Who? I ain't kicked anyone.
Okay, so he just disconnected.
Oh,
yeah, you just realized it too.
The guy who was in the private chat.
Yeah. Just got you got goofballs in here. It's funny though. You know, people get in their feelings about sports. I've never seen it. I didn't like it. You call yourself a man, bro. That's crazy.
Thomas Wood, you can come up here if you want. Like, I'm not stopping you.
Who was there? Somebody else I was supposed to get up here? Yep, right here. Yo, what's good, fellas? Y'all hear us?
What's going on, boys?
My bad.
What's up?
Yo, I have my mic on mute. What's good?
Good. Let me read off some super chats real quick. Give me 1 second. This mostly shows championships are more circumstantial and front office building teams than using rings to prove who is better. That was when we was talking about KD and LeBron James.
And there will be a video on my channel coming soon about accolades, so stay tuned.
Got you. Mars not chatting. It's facts. I simmed it on 2K.
Oh,
that's
damn,
funny.
exactly.
So
Everybody with the simulation game, bro. Crazy.
I personally think that my Cavs match up well against the Bucks. We have the personnel to slow down Giannis, plus our backcourt is just better.
I actually did a quick talk on that. We was talking about that the other night on Love Stream, on Love the Game stream. I actually think on paper the Cavs do match up, but on the court, obviously, I think it's gonna be just that. They probably be out of there 5 or 6 against the Bucks.
All right, so Drazen Petrovic, I think we was talking about scores.
Shooters.
Shooters.
Shooters,
My
spot
bad.
up shooters.
Most likely to leave their team, Pop or Dame.
Pop will just go into retirement.
Yeah.
I heard about that. They said Pop is retiring after this year.
As he should.
Damn.
I
So
mean-
Wemby won't even get Pop even if he goes to San Antonio. That's
I mean, if they get Vic, well, Vic ain't going. Vic is going to the Northwest. I don't know what this foolishness is, bro. We all know he going to Utah.
If the Spurs get Wemby, I think Pop might come back for one season.
Spurs are
Just
not
kinda
getting Wemby, bro.
help figure
No.
it out. If they do, I think Pop will
Does
come
Tim
back.
Duncan still work with the Spurs?
I don't know. Maybe as an
I'm not
assistant?
sure.
I know he was an
People,
assistant for a while.
I think
Nobody
Hold on,
knows.
Let
what
me
Tim
close.
Duncan
Let me close
is,
my
bro.
window.
Yeah.
Let me
Tim
close
Duncan
my window so
disappears.
y'all don't hear no noise and shit.
People
People is
we
getting
got love in the building. What's good?
who
with you,
did
bro?
love? Oh, there
What's
you
up?
go. Here you go.
Oh, he put a deeper voice on and everything. What's wrong? Who you trying
He's
to?
on
send
he's
out
on his
for?
Carl Anthony Towns.
He got the
Wait a
Barry White
minute,
going and shit.
All I said was what's up. All I said was
Got the
Nah,
Barry
you said
White going
you
and
wouldn't say what's up. You said what's up.
He's on his Carl Anthony Towns today.
got the Midnight Love Jones operator voice and shit.
Nah,
What's wrong, buddy?
I'm chilling.
Nah,
so
but
yeah, what you guys got to talk about, man? Jalen, Love, all you guys.
enough of this, man. Hold Boston and Milwaukee back and forth. I don't know how many times I got to tell you, man. When the dust is all settled, we'll see who's clear. We could go on semantics about what's going on. I do, however, see what you were saying in Milwaukee. I will say that in terms of the team regression, obviously, in terms of their players, and during the season, they're getting big games out of Drew Holiday against Indiana, and then getting bashed upside the head next game against Boston. I think the one thing Boston has proven is that they can definitely beat Philly and Milwaukee, no problem. It's just the other teams they might have a problem with. The teams that have more youth, and have more wings.
I feel you. I don't
Maybe.
want to talk about Bucks and Boston again. I just don't.
All right. So what
Yeah,
was we
man.
talking about?
Yeah, I don't. No.
what
Love
was
Jalen.
we talking
Love
I
Jalen.
think
What you got to say?
I think maybe the Western Conference. I feel like right now, if Denver played the Lakers, I feel like most people are picking the Lakers. I'm picking the Lakers to win. If they
You don't even have to worry about
Most people do have the Lakers. Most people do.
We
Yeah,
don't
that's what
even
I'm
have to
saying.
worry
I
about
think
that.
the
We're gonna beat
Lakers.
the
I think the
sixth
Lakers
seed.
got a
We're gonna
chance
be
to
the
climb
sixth seed.
higher.
You don't
I
have to
will
worry
say that.
about us playing.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying either round they play them. I think they
Wait.
win.
You said they gonna get out the play-in, Love?
We're going to be the sixth, bro.
I don't know about that. No, I don't know about that. That's close. I don't know
Can we
about
not
I
that.
talk
wouldn't be
about the Lakers
surprised.
right now,
Golden
bro?
State may lose to OKC, and then if the Lakers win,
I mean, it's
I don't
OKC
want to
resting
talk
extra
about the
game.
Lakers, man, because I'm about to get into
it
a
don't
dirty
matter who
game.
Golden State.
I know because that
Golden
hate.
State might
Hey,
just lose
hey,
regardless.
we
No,
kept
it's
receipts.
not hate, bro.
No, we
Love,
kept
stop,
the receipts. We
love.
remember all the bad
Hold up,
talk. You know what I'm saying?
love. Stop saying hate, bro. Ukraine is hate, bro.
It was
I
hate.
got
It
this
was
thing.
hate.
No, it's not.
It's
No, it's not.
okay.
No,
It's
it's not.
all right.
No, it's not.
I just
We
want to
already know what it is, bro.
If the Lakers do play
Look,
Denver,
love. If you want me to go into the politics of the NBA, I could do that, but I'm not gonna do that
We're
right
Oh
not
now.
doing
my
that.
God.
We're
Now
not
it's
doing
All
that.
right then. All right. So let's not
bro.
talk about the Lakers, please, bro. Listen.
Okay, real quick, just on the Lakers, we can move on. If the Lakers do play Denver and they lose, I don't want to hear no talk about what you expect LeBron to do. They were an 8 seed, they weren't meant to win. I don't want to hear none of that. Just want to make
That's
that
a
clear.
fair point. So you want to
I
go?
do
so
not
you
want to
hear
hear
that
if
from
the
me.
Lakers do lose to Denver. I don't want to hear any of they were the
You won't hear that
underdog
from me.
or they weren't meant to win. I don't want to hear that. But
You won't hear
I
that
you.
from me.
There we go, we can
However,
move
you know the I believe going to be 3 times straight MVP. I mean, if we also shouldn't celebrate him getting out the first round too. That's
I agree.
Facts.
I think Thomas is here, Dub. I think Thomas Wood is here. If you want to bring him up,
We shouldn't celebrate him getting out the first round, definitely. But if it happens at the expense of a team that was destined to win the championship, bro, and everybody
Yeah,
happy,
like if the Lakers beat them and then they win the championship, it's kind of like okay, like Jokic, you understand why they lost.
no.
I don't think it's a big knock on Jokic.
No, it is. It is.
I don't want to
It
keep
will
talking
be,
about
it
this,
will
man,
be.
because it's gonna go left, bro. Like that's what it is.
No. Let's talk about that because I don't know why people like talk about narratives and opposed to logic. Like when you say, because we all know that the Lakers have a favorable matchup against the Nuggets. So if a team loses to another team because they are an inferior matchup, why would you blame the star player? Especially if the star player plays well.
But is the star player the reason why the Lakers are a favorable matchup?
Exactly.
No, he's actually not. It's actually the rest of the pieces.
That's what.
No, you got to put it on the star player because the star player be trading all the new pieces. You can't blame the old pieces and then trade for the new pieces and then still put it on the new pieces.
No, we're talking about the Nuggets right now. No. I'm against the logic. I'm against the logic of punishing players who perform well, and because their team loses, we have to question the player now.
I question what we consider playing well because people throw a lot of bail to Jokic because
if you're getting cooked on defense,
in that Warriors series, you look at his box score. But a big part of why they lost that series as well is because they kept attack. They had two. He made Jordan Poole look like another Steph. Because that drop coverage
Joker soft on the inside for sure.
Yeah, and
you gotta be consistent. You can't just have no stats and it be empty.
No,
you can't have no stats and it be empty.
I didn't say nothing about box score watching. Every player has their weaknesses and strengths. Obviously, one of Joker's weaknesses is perimeter defense and rim defense in general. However, he still played well with all things considered. These last 3 postseasons, he as the individual played well.
Offensively, he's always played well. Like
you talking about Jokic?
Yeah, I give you that. Yeah, he ain't play like
I didn't know rebounding. I know rebounding was just offense. And number 2, y'all really shit on Jokic's defense, like as if he's not playing defense. He's not Luka. He
got great hands on defense.
He's not the worst defender in the league. He's not the worst defender. He has great hands. One more guy, bro.
Hey, you know how Joker play though? You know how Joker play? Hey, you know how Joker play? Joker play just good enough to not foul. If he play against an aggressive big man that can get his ass in foul trouble like Embiid, he really not gonna bang with his ass like that. Joker know he got to stay in the game. That nigga ain't going to be trying to foul out and be trying to over aggressively play defense.
Oh, you actually right
That's
when
a
you said
fact.
you're another ticket. That's crazy. But okay.
That's a
But
fact. That's
no,
a fact.
Jokic
So we not gonna bring up the fact.
Doesn't foul. Like it's not because he's
So-
trying not to. Like he just doesn't foul. He's just
So
pretty
we
sound.
just talking about the. we
Mars,
just
you
talking
heard me
about
with that
Nuggets
road
versus
shit
Lakers
though. You
matchup.
heard me with
That's
that
what I'm
road
talking
shit though.
Yeah, I actually want to. Why is Derrick Rose a better passer than Russell Westbrook?
Yeah, what's
All right, okay, look. Russ can't throw a game off a turnover or not passing the ball to a person that he know can win the actual game. Russ done thrown games off of regular turnovers. Russ done thrown games off of taking dumb, ill-advised shots. You need a three, he gonna shoot a damn 2-pointer. No, Russ, that ain't smart. You could have just passed it. If you were such a good passer, you would have made the right, correct pass. People try to give LeBron all the credit for making a right play, even though he'd be scared to he'd be scared to take certain shots. When he make the right pass, people be, he'd be making the right pass. But Russ don't make the right pass. Russ don't do nothing to show you that, that was a smart pass. Russ show you, okay, if you give him the ball a lot, he can get you some passes. He's not an efficient passer. He not set a pick. I can definitely get you an assist or a basket right now. He's not that type of player. Rose is. Rose got Luol Deng paid. Rose got Boozer paid. The Lakers was paying Luol Deng for years after the nigga was gone. Like, come on now. Don't tell me, we see Luol Deng playing with Rose. We gonna pay this motherfucker so much that even when he gone, he's still on our books. Rose did that. Luol Deng ain't do that by himself. That was Rose, Tom Thibodeau, and Luol Deng.
Luol Deng was a pretty.
Luol Deng was really good. Yeah,
Stop right there. Luol Deng was good, but not enough to get paid years off the books on the Lakers' salary. Rose
the Lakers
did
took
that.
him out. No. The Lakers had him out for youth reasons. It was nothing to do with his play. They had a youth
Luol Deng became. Wait, hold on,
my
my bad. Luol Deng became an all-star after 2011. It was when D Rose was battling injury, which earned that contract. It wasn't because of Derrick Rose.
Who? Okay, let's just go to Derrick Rose MVP season just to make it easier.
You got to count that one season with Luol Deng. You count that whole Bulls tenure.
Okay.
Don't tell me when you think about Luol Deng. Don't tell me when you think about Luol Deng. You thinking about Luol Deng 2011.
Luol Deng
Or
was
Luol
playing.
Deng
Luol Deng was playing
2012.
good even before Derrick
Luol
Rose got
Deng
there,
was
but
averaging the
Derrick
most
Rose
minutes.
No, I never said Luol Deng was bad. Never said Luol Deng was bad. I said Luol Deng got Rose. I said Rose got Luol Deng paid the money that he did. Don't make it seem like Luol Deng played so good in 2012. The Lakers saw him and said, we going to sign this dude and then still pay him off our books. Luol Deng ain't played that good in
He
2012.
earned his contract. He earned his contract, became an all-star when Derrick Rose was battling injuries after the 2011 season. That has nothing to do with Derrick Rose. Nothing. He earned that contract after Derrick Rose was getting hurt because they were still playing at a high level because of how Luol Deng was playing. Go ahead, Mars.
Because when we think about Derrick,
If they ain't play that good for him to get paid off the books, off the Lakers, you still missing the point. He ain't played that.
Rose, you're crediting Rose when he got paid years after Derrick Rose was a thing.
1 year of Luol Deng playing good, and all the years with Rose, you trying to tell me that he ain't play good?
Luol Deng was playing similar to what he was playing before Rose and after Rose.
Right. Yeah.
Luol Deng played a lot of minutes, bro. That's the only. Let me tell you, the only thing the misconception that you getting confused is that Luol Deng really just played a lot of minutes. He played okay. He played decent. He wasn't overall consistent. Don't make it seem like he was just dropping 25 consistently every night or something like that. He held it down. He held it. I feel like you jumping the gun. He held it down when Rose got injured, but let's not jump the gun and make it seem like, he played so good that he deserved that Lakers contract. He didn't deserve that Lakers contract.
What was Luol Deng doing before Derrick Rose got there in 2007?
What are you talking about? His averages?
I don't get how we went from Derrick Rose's passing ability to how much Luol Deng
tried to
get paid.
passing ability.
Yes, Rose passing is so good that he got Luol Deng paid.
No, Luol Deng was Luol Deng was good.
But before we get stuck on the whole Luol Deng thing, like you still can't skip the fact that Russ done literally cost games. He would have been a champion if he learned how to pass the ball. He's still not a better passer than the thing. Y'all just getting stuck on the fact of the Luol Deng thing, but I only brought that up to just show how good of a passer Rose is. Hey, let me finish. Y'all wanted me to come on. I want to talk about Rose. You trying to get it stuck on Luol Deng. I only brought up Luol Deng just to show how good of a passer Derrick Rose was.
You talking about Luol Deng. It's not like Luol Deng
It's the same thing for Boozer. It's the same thing. It's the same thing for Noah, bro.
Same
No,
thing for
stop. Luol
Carlos
Deng,
Boozer was getting off in
Luol
Utah.
Deng, and his
Hey,
game.
Utah wasn't fucking with Boozer after, bro. Utah wasn't fucking with Boozer after, bro. That hairspray shit that he had, bro, wasn't nobody rocking with him then.
Luol Deng was good.
That
Luol
was
Deng did
nasty.
not have his best seasons with Derrick Rose.
Let's not do that, bro.
No. Luol Deng did not have his best seasons with Derrick Rose. Luol Deng, before Rose got there, was still putting up 18 a game on good shooting splits, better shooting splits than what he was doing with Derrick Rose. It's not like Derrick Rose put this guy in a position to put up.
I mean, he was an overall better shooter than Rose at that time too, but you don't want to get stuck on percentages.
Your point was.
I hear you though. Go ahead.
Your point was Derrick Rose got him his contract. No, because Luol Deng wasn't even the best version of himself when Derrick Rose was there. Luol Deng before Derrick Rose got there, played at a good level. After Derrick Rose was getting hurt, still played at the same level. So that point doesn't make sense. That contract became a thing because of Luol Deng, not Derrick Rose. That's the point that you're missing. Go ahead, Mars.
Okay, first of all, Russell Westbrook 100% got Steven Adams paid, by the way, 100%. But I want to ask, when we look about those,
I mean, you can say Steven Adams got Russ paid too, for letting him get the rebounds. But go ahead, Mars.
When we look at those early 2010 Chicago Bulls teams, do you think Derrick Rose was the best passer on that team?
Repeat the question again.
When we think about those early 2010 Chicago Bulls
nasty,
teams,
Mars.
do you think Derrick Rose was the best passer on those teams?
2010 Bulls, best passer.
Early 2010, so like 2010 to like 2014, 15, like those stretch of years. Was Derrick
Who
Rose
was
the best
Mars?
passer?
Who was?
I want to ask him if he thinks Derrick Rose was. I'm not arguing with him. I just want to ask if he thinks Derrick Rose
No,
was.
I'd say Boozer. Not Boozer. Excuse me. I'd say Noah.
I agree. I think Joakim Noah. I think Joakim Noah was the best passer on that team. As well.
Yeah, I do too.
So for me, when I look at Russell Westbrook, I think I do agree he makes terrible decisions sometimes. I 100% agree. Has he lost games because of it sometimes? Yes, but I think the decisions he's capable of making are just higher level decisions than Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose for me was a lot more rudimentary passer. I think he got caught in the air a whole lot. Like if you talk about him coming off a screen, he gets caught in the air looking for a shot, and he opts out of those shots and ends up.
I'll give you that.
I do.
But
think
real quick. I'll give you the call in the L. I'll give you the call in the L. But I can say the same thing for Russ. Russ get caught going too fast. Even Shaq done said that to him.
I
agree.
Ahead. I agree. I do think Russell Westbrook going downhill can often move too fast for himself. But I do think his lay down passes were better than Derrick Rose ever was. I think his ability to find shooters was much better than Derrick Rose ever was. I think his outlet passes in transition were much better than Derrick Rose. I think Derrick Rose just had a lot more basic reads, so he was getting less turnovers. But the higher level reads, the higher level passes that need to be made, and the ones that not many people can make, Derrick Rose just didn't make those level decisions as much as Russell Westbrook did. So I do think he gets more turnovers, but I do think the level of passes that Russell Westbrook is making will just lead to more turnovers anyway. Same reason I think James Harden's a better passer than Derrick Rose, because he's just making higher level decisions. So you make more higher level decisions, you're going to get more turnovers more often than not. It doesn't mean that you're a worse passer, if you get what I'm saying.
But bro,
no, I do get what you're saying.
The fact that you,
but I would say if you do give Rose the ball like you give. I brought up Luol Deng as a point. But that wasn't my main point. The same thing I could say for like Noah and Boozer and everybody else too. That still don't take the fact that Russ turned the ball over even on his own. Like he'll give the ball away. You think he's gonna make the right pass? He'll fuck around and pass it to the opposite teammate before he make the right pass in a game-winning situation. And that's just real.
I do agree. Game on the line, ball in their hands. Russell Westbrook is probably more detrimental than Derrick Rose. I do agree.
And I feel like in crunch time, that's the most when your IQ is supposed to show. In crunch time, everybody want to score. Everybody want to win. Don't nobody want to go home and be embarrassed with a loss. So it's about who can focus their emotions, who can focus their ability, who can put all their skill and ability to on the floor in that situation and come out with a W. Not know, who was doing good for 30 minutes and then he just got 8 turnovers in the last 2 minutes. That don't tell me you clutch, bro. That don't tell me you clutch. You can't get 8 turnovers in a quarter and then you try to brag on me on the first 3 quarters. Like, nah, bro, that's stat pad. That's people not really playing defense. What are you doing when people really playing defense? That's why I used to root for Harden. That's why I don't root for Harden the same, because he played good when you give him the ball for 46 minutes in the regular season. But when he got the ball for 46 minutes in the preseason and postseason, the niggas shrink up. Free throws don't look the same. He don't dribble the same. He don't make the same reads he's supposed to. Like that ain't on me. That's them doing that. And just because y'all laughing, that don't change the fact. Like I don't get nervous. Y'all get nervous. You feel me? Like I done seen Dub. Y'all had a matchup. You instantly laughing before that matchup even started. That shows a lack of confidence, my nigga.
Oh no, Thomas. You know what's so funny about Thomas? I'm glad you brought
people try to be.
No.
I don't do all that laughing shit to be passive aggressive. I'm just saying that passive.
I just laughed when you said he don't dribble the same. I'm
about to address it to you because
bro, you'll see it. You'll see somebody get tight on bro.
I just found it funny. That's it.
Hold on, Thomas.
Yeah, no. That was funny.
Thomas, no. The funny thing about that was the argument that was. Like I said before, you probably didn't watch the episode which we was talking about. I was laughing because I knew the right answer. The issue was I couldn't say that right answer because you know what was going to happen? Everyone would call me biased and this and that and this and that.
I saw that too. I saw that too.
No. So Thomas, don't say it's a.
And the chat do be biased, but low key at the end of the day,
no.
The chat do be biased, but at the end of the day, they ain't got nothing to do with you as a man.
Wait a minute. You acting as if I haven't shown the ability to stand on my shit.
I ain't say you never did. I ain't say you never did, sir.
So don't bring up.
I just said what you did. I just said what you did. Just because I brought up something that you did, I ain't never say that you never showed confidence.
But don't bring up one part out of everything in life and how long we've been doing that shit.
You be on ticket live.
Hey, look, you know why I brought it up? Because even when I'm talking, you was laughing now. And I brought up another moment in time when you laughing in a passive aggressive manner. That's lame as hell, bro.
Because it's funny to me.
Yeah,
that's why.
Stuff
like this is
yeah, I mean, certain shit do be funny. Certain shit do be funny. That's why I be laughing at shit.
Yeah, so I'm laughing because it's funny. What are you talking about?
Can we get back on Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook, please?
Yeah, I wanted to say real quick that like he brought up like he was fighting for the Luau Dang point, but for me, I wouldn't concede that Joakim Noah was the best passer on that team. I think he was a great big man passer at the time, but I don't think the volume still just wasn't there enough.
No, it wasn't a good passer because if you look at Noah actually play, he can pass in different situations. Noah used to run the pick and roll and all that.
You don't have to tell me Joakim. Yeah. I know Joakim Noah can pass. He just wasn't pass. He wasn't facilitating enough to be considered, to me personally, better than Derrick Rose. As like no.
How was he not?
Yeah, but I think you comparing Noah to the rest of the league, but you gotta just look at the team. If you look at the team, Noah was the best passer though. If you look at the actual team, Noah was the best passer.
What does not facilitating enough mean? That's what I'm confused about.
I'm saying like just off the. I think what was his assist averages like during that time?
Okay, let me look this up.
I don't got basketball reference right now.
I think we kind of romanticized Derrick Rose a little bit too. He had a little Russell Westbrook in it too, where when he got to the rim, he was a little.
When he first in 2011, it was 2 assists.
Hey, look,
then 2.5.
it's certain times I feel like Rose still underrated though. People still sleep on what he did.
Wait a minute, hey, little ticket. Mars reading off the stats.
So I'm starting from Derrick Rose MVP year because I think that makes the most sense. You got 2.2, 2.5, 4, 5.4, 4.7. That's till 2015. I think Joakim Noah. I do think he elevated as a passer in that time, but I don't get what not passing enough means.
So to me, I guess so. After D Rose was like no longer D Rose anymore, those were the years that he was getting 4.5 point. But I'm saying like when D Rose was still MVP caliber D Rose, you were listing off like 2.2 and 2 point. I don't think during the time that he was talking about, I wouldn't consider at that time Joakim a better passer than D Rose.
Oh, I think if you want to say Derrick Rose MVP year was a better passer than Joakim Noah that year, no argument. I'm not arguing that. I think Derrick Rose as a passer, his best ever year, isn't better than Joakim Noah's best ever year as a passer. They were both on the Chicago Bulls at the same time. That's what I was trying to get at. I do think 2011 D Rose was a better passer than Noah. And the passing volume thing kind of confused me because when I think about it, I think about Bill Walton. And Bill Walton averaged like 3 assists a game, and he was still the best passer on this team. But I do think going back to the Derrick Rose Russell Westbrook argument,
that's what I was thinking about when I was thinking about Noah.
Let more say this. Go ahead, bro.
I do agree that in the in like if you minimize it down to like one possession or clutch time possessions with like 4 or 5 possessions, you might be able to make the argument Derrick Rose is a better passer than Russell Westbrook in those situations because he's going to be more reliable with the ball. I do think that's a valid argument to make. But when I'm judging these players as a passer, I'm looking at them in a vacuum on how like consistently, how much of a high level passer they are. So even though in certain instances, I think that Russell Westbrook might be a negative on the team due to his decision making, the reason the games are close is because of all the passes Russell Westbrook's making during the game. So even though I think for maybe 3 minutes of a game, Derrick Rose might be a better passer than Russell Westbrook, the other 45 minutes still matter to me. And Russell Westbrook, more often than not, is a better passer than Derrick Rose. He finds better play. He finds more passing options than Derrick Rose. He's a more versatile passer than Derrick Rose. He's able to, like I said, make lay down passes better than Derrick Rose, kick out to shooters better than Derrick Rose, play out the pick and roll better than Derrick Rose. So even though there's a small time frame where Derrick Rose has better decision making than Russell Westbrook, that's not enough for me to say he's a better passer than Derrick Rose. I mean, better passer than Russell Westbrook. All over the board, Russell Westbrook just is better than him.
Hey, Mars, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Does that? I mean, because I really don't know too much about this conversation or whatever when it comes down to them. But does that have anything? Do you think that has anything to do with Russell Westbrook having more like all-star and like star caliber players on the team?
Yes. I already know what you're gonna say. Yes.
Does what have to do with
like him? Basically him being that better passer and him being basically the point that you made.
He had better shoulders.
Like him having better players around him that would kind of influence that in you a little bit.
I mean, I think that could be an argument, but then when you look at Russell Westbrook's MVP season, where I think that might be his best year as a passer, arguably any of those like 3 year stretch, 2017 to like 2019, he didn't have pieces around him that year at all.
Okay, but if you fast forward and look at Russ with PG, I don't think Rose with PG would have ended the same way with a healthy Rose. Like I can't see it ending the same way. Not to know Donovan Mitchell, bro. Donovan Mitchell was before his time when he took out PG and Russell Westbrook in the playoffs. In this playoffs,
that's more than passing ability. We're adding more things into it than passing ability. I
know. But low key, what made y'all send the link was the passing shit. But even then, like I already felt like overall Rose is like he's not overrated. Like that's just point blank period. Because if you look at the NBA contracts today, it's a reason why it's a Rose clause in the contracts. You got to get NBA All Team, you got to win Rookie of the Year, and you got to win MVP on your first contract. And it's a reason why NBA teams put that in the clauses, because they know players ain't gonna be able to do that. People not gonna be as good as people think Ja is. Ja ain't do what Rose did, so it's like he ain't winning.
Ja Morant's just not better than Derrick Rose, and I think anyone who would suggest otherwise is dumb. Everyone knows.
I actually agree with that too, Mars, but that ain't what I'm hearing, because what I'm hearing, Ja's the new Rose. He the new guy, and he the new Rose. That's what I'm hearing about Ja.
Ja Morant's overrated too. I've said that many times. But Dub, we have
okay. Better up.
I think it's a 5-player comp.
Oh shit!
I thought I asked something to Westbrook. Yeah, I thought I asked to the Westbrook Derrick Rose thing. So Derrick Rose's peak, like his MVP year, was what
2011.
11, yeah.
So the game was still, it wasn't the full-on 3-point shooting, ultra spacing it is today. Westbrook, he played in the same NBA, like 2010 to 11, 2012, 13. People forget, like Westbrook's struggles. I think his real struggle started 3-4 years ago. Before that, he was still, I think, borderline elite really good playmaker. He could attack the rim at basically top 5 player in the NBA at attacking the rim, finishing at the rim. Mid-range was, I think, relatively decent, but he was never a great shooter. So I think Derrick Rose, if you put him in today's NBA, the lack of his shooting ability, just like Russell Westbrook, might expose some of his flaws too. I think Derrick Rose, his game was perfect for that in the era.
You could get away with non-shooting.
Exactly, you can get away with not exact perimeter. While now you can't. You know what I mean? So Derrick Rose
similar issue with John Wall, in my opinion.
Exactly. So Derrick Rose was healthy and played, and got to play fully at his full repertoire with no injuries. He might be having the same struggles Westbrook has. People seem to forget Westbrook before the struggles. People forget, how good he really was. People just remember right now.
Thank you.
I rock with Russ. I rock. Hey, I don't rock with the how the Lakers did Russ and shit. I actually rock with OKC Russ. But I still don't discredit the fact that
You can
OKC
do
Russ
Russ
did
no
fuck
kind
up
of way.
because if he was such a good passer, he would have passed it to KD when they really had that championship won. They had the series won, and if they would have won that series, I feel like they would have won the championship against the Warriors. But that goes to the fact that if Russ was a better passer, he would have just simply been smart enough to, let me pass it to KD, the
But
best player on the team.
isn't that not passing? That's just more of decision making.
I think decision
Yeah, but
making
your
goes in
decision making
both.
go in everything you do. Your
I do.
decision making go in your shooting. Your decision making go in your dribbling. Nobody makes you dribble. Nobody makes you do a jab step. That's your IQ. Everything you do is your IQ.
I do agree with that.
So do you think it's appropriate to separate like passing and IQ, or you're just gonna include it all into one?
You gotta include
Because I think
everything
Russ
into
is a
one,
great. Because I
especially
think
with
Russ
something
is.
like passing. Now, if you
Yeah.
talking about shooting, that's IQ, but they got less to do with IQ because if I make the shot, ain't nobody saying nothing. But passing,
My
you
thing
gotta know
was
when to
my
pass
thing
it to
was
somebody. You can't just pass it to somebody you know gonna
yeah,
miss.
facts. My thing
That's
is
IQ. Know your personnel.
we could still call somebody like a great passer, but the IQ not be there. You feel what I'm saying?
Dub saying the ability to make the pass trumps the fact that the
Oh
pass was
no, yeah, you can still be good. You can still be good and not know how you got there. But I feel like it make you better if you know how you got there and you know what you're doing. The fact that separate Kobe from everybody, that Kobe explained his actual moves than what the fuck he doing. He don't just be doing moves.
Gotcha. I got 4 super chats to get off, and then we got to end the show, fellas. So, most likely to leave their team. Oh wait, we said that. When judging shooting, I 100% agree with Mars.
Yeah,
Free
Mars
throw
was
is the
spitting
one
on this.
objective metric that you
Thank
can
you.
judge every player in history with. Steph to GOAT
I
because
agree with that too. I want
I
on
agree
before
with
then.
it too. So I agree with it to the extent
Oh yeah,
of
and I gotta get you too. You look like a graham cracker with a gold hat on. I heard you about lit ticket though, but I love jokes too.
Okay.
If you turn Joe camera on, I could get on your ass as well. But niggas come up here with Abby's talking.
Clay
Oh
is
no,
Clay's,
bro,
hold on.
I'm
I
sitting
only
right
got a
now. I
minute.
ain't
I
even
only
lying.
got a minute. Clay's
Bro.
only 85% from free throw, but most people would have him top 10 shooter. LMAO, I'm not even agreeing. Dub, be prepared. Shout out to our GOAT member, Comatose Man. Salute to you, my guy. Like the video on the way out. Appreciate everybody for joining, bro. Appreciate the time you guys spend to join up. Other than that, y'all be easy, be safe.
Dub, I didn't get your the Twitter the last. Put it in the